don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
All right. Well, hopefully people can hear us. They probably can't see us that well since I got to rebuild some frames here since we got a 3-man show tonight. So give me a little bit, everybody.
You guys saw my tweet about how I'm like Savathun because I infiltrated this show.
Yeah, I
know. I didn't see that. Oh, you gotta at me when you put the good ones like that.
Yeah. And somebody said that I just need to give myself cool VO monologues. And I imagined myself saying, the line between Fireteam chat and the last word is so very thin.
True. Destiny podcast. What is Destiny podcast?
No, somebody in my Discord actually came up with
a Destiny podcast.
Somebody in my Discord actually came up with a really good idea for getting you onto like the banner. If we could get Greedo with a tie on.
Yeah, we gotta update the banner, bro. Like we gotta speak to graphic art or somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna reach out to him after that idea.
Greedo with the tie on. That is my logo.
I kind of like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think Blackwings did that one. So.
Oh, we might have to do that. Yeah, we definitely might have to do that.
I was like, he almost took it a little far though. He was gonna have a crash ship in the background and put like Fireteam chat on, and I was like, oh, that one might.
Wow!
That one might cut a little hard.
Wow! Oh my god!
We can't be doing that.
I had to tell you at least. Yo, Vagabondo, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the love. As always, starting the show with that. Let's get the show on the road super chat.
We just do less often.
No, I even said, I was like, dude, that cut like way too deep. God. So no, I couldn't let that one.
No, that's good. That's good. That's hilarious. I can't even be mad at that.
Well, thank you guys for all popping in, all of you guys out there. Ian, Mike, J-Man, GMD, what's up, Sapien, Aries, I see you out there trying to get your New World beta on. Bob, Robert, Forsetti, thank you for popping in, back from the dead. High Mentality was here long before we started. Ryan Silas, all you guys, the early arrivals and all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys want to start recordings, we can at least get that going, and then I'll keep kind of rebuilding this frame a little bit.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right, record
button.
Hit the button.
Initiated.
Well, not yet. Okay. Now I'm caught up.
Robert in. What's going on? I see you. Yeah, I'm amped for Trials matchmaking too, Robin. Shout out to Travis. Shout out to the homie. We started early. Let's just...
Oh, I'm like Donkey Kong, apparently.
I guess I don't have to give you that trials carry anymore, Cog. Now I can just be like, oh, you can just get it yourself, right? Just go to matchmaking.
Yeah, go matchmake.
You don't need a fire team.
Yep, he's good.
Matchmake it, dude.
I got some interesting data you'll enjoy that I'll share once we go live about some PvP experiences, some crossplay.
Nice.
What did you experience a world of like cheating fun?
Yeah, well, now that the clan, you know what I'm saying, some of my PC clan remnants, we've been cross-playing and got some interesting data. So it's, especially the timing is perfect based on the news that they revealed in the TWAP. Aries.
Well,
what up?
Yeah, Aries be like, hello, you got space in that backpack? Thanks.
Yeah. No doubt.
I've got a whole segment over how bad I am, so I'm going to need some help.
True. A long-standing segment here at
Long-standing.
It's a Destiny shirt I don't recognize. Which one is that? Which one? That's the Gambit joint. I missed out on that one.
He's got a Destiny tie. Of course he does.
Of course he does.
It's called a Destiny.
That doesn't make it actually sound so great after watching Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So.
Let's get it, boys.
What's wrong with Tiny Tina's Wonderland? I'm down to play that game.
Borderlands has never really been I never really got into Borderlands.
Oh, Bob Turok got something for you, E. Did you see his comment?
Like I commented in one of your videos, you're my favorite new content creator because I don't own Vex. I don't own Vex. That's true. Yeah, I actually saw that comment, by the way. So, yeah, I don't own Mythoclast.
I was out there flexing. I thought you had it.
No.
Really? You always get all the exotic. Don't you got 1K?
Nope. Don't have that either.
Really? Oh, you know
I
what
do.
it is? You got Divinity. And you got eyes, though, right?
Divinity you have to work for, and I still don't have eyes.
You ain't got no radars. I didn't know
No,
that.
I haven't rated as much. That's on me.
Okay.
I haven't actually made that
He
many
doesn't raid.
attempts.
He just does master lost sectors. Don't you know?
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. That's some of my awful experience.
I still don't have the new exotic.
Bro, I can't get. I did this thing like 8 times. I can't get nothing manacles. I'm getting frustrated. It's
Only 8.
Yeah.
You're just scratching the
Every other
surface of lost
season,
sectors.
I've had to do like 25 to 30 runs to get my exotics to
I
drop.
had the perfect loadout. I'm loving that bow. We're gonna talk about that bow. I got it with a hit. What is
bow?
it? Shoot the loot. Shoot the loot. It's fire. And with Dragonfly, that the legendary bow that got
What
Osiris.
bow are you talking about?
The one that the arc bow's legendary that got the Osiris lore that he's talking on the Savathun, and he's like, "No, Saint, it's me. You don't recognize me.
Is it the new
You
one?
ain't see the lore? Yeah, you ain't see the lore in that bow. Oh, that bow is fire. Just for the lore alone.
Wolf tone draw.
Wolf tone. Yeah, you got to get that. It literally speaks from Osiris's perspective inside while Savathun's taking him over, and they like he's like, "Don't you see? That's not me." It's dope the way they wrote it. Fire. All right, Vagabondo. Cog's the only one whose lips are in sync with his words. All right, so we got to do the trick. What about now?
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Test. Hello, McClunky.
Yeah, McClunky
you're
might be
off
slightly. Yeah, McClunky's off slightly.
Man, screw you.
Yeah, Bob Torok, you got that, yo. Bob,
Now it
that
works.
bow is fire.
Yeah, you're good now.
That's my Lost Sector bow. Wolf tone draw, and read the lore tab on it. Amazing lore.
Apparently, New Rat also said the auto rifle lore. Had about 1 second delay. Travis, you good now?
No, he did it.
Weapons still have a lore tab?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes. There we go. Thank you, Vagabondo.
Everybody's good. Vagabondo for that one. We are recording. I'm sitting here in an oven, circulating the air.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. Well, only because I don't have my windows open.
Taz, what's going on? That's Clan in the building.
There you go. All right. Yeah, it's always weird when you don't have an intro to do. So,
yes.
But
oh yeah,
I think
another intermission then. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's for Teddy.
Yeah, that was fun though. All right. Well, we'll go silence on the set and get this ball rolling. We got stuff to talk about. It's been one hell of a day. So 5, 4, 3.
All right. And we are live. The last word, Lord Cognito, Ebontis, and the amazing Tie Guy Travis. How are we doing at the campfire? Let's start with the legendary cheetah himself, Ebontis. How we
I was going to let Travis go first just to see what he's up to.
All right, let's get Travis going. Let's see how Travis.
All right.
How's the Tie Guy? How's McClunky?
He wants to headline. I have to be the opener for him.
Oh, you want to open up, then we're going to save you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I see what he's doing.
It's strategic.
He gets all of the praise at the end. I respect it.
I'm doing good, man. It's been a really busy week for video games, whether it's the Destiny reset stuff that happened. I'm reviewing a game right now. Just got the World War Z preview out the door. The PlayStation showcase today, which was ridiculous. I'm still sort of reeling from it. I can't believe we're gonna get a KOTOR remake. I saw the leaks and the rumors, but I've been seeing leaks since I was like a freshman in high school. So I just assumed that it wasn't real, and it is, which is crazy. How about you, Cock?
Yeah, bro. I'm in the same boat as you. I'm reeling. I just finished the live stream with ILP. We're reeling off the PS5. Some mixed opinions, but mostly consensus. It was a great show.
Oh,
and
it was a great show.
Yeah, you can have.
Who's saying no?
You would. Who's on the? Which member of the realm would you think? Yeah,
the only one that has green blood.
King likes it, but King will always give his backhanded compliment in any way he can. But no, look, all jokes aside, like I loved it. I thought they had something for everyone. We'll talk about KOTOR, like you said. For me personally, you know, just Wolverine, man. Like that is a huge deal for me. Unexpected. Also, didn't expect to see Spider-Man 2 already. Looking phenomenal. Venom, all my favorite stuff. So to me, it's the equivalent is even if you didn't like the beginning or you had any issues, the way they ended was in vintage, you know, Sony fashion.
Oh,
The
just
hey
home
one,
run.
yep, just one more. The feels, the emotion, they know how to present to their base. So that's why I have to salute to them on that. And got to shout out the home team real quick. Shout out to Last Air Media this weekend. Phenomenal trip,
Absolutely.
phenomenal love. Got to have my sacred symbol showed on for a little support today.
No, saw
You
you
know what I'm
guys. I
saying?
saw pictures everywhere. Everybody excited to meet you. It looks like everybody had a really, really good time, and sounds like you are like just deep in that community. They've adopted you into the Last Stand
Yeah.
family, man. You are one. It seems like.
Thank you, brother.
You're
It was
celebrity
really
now.
cool. I signed autographs for the first time. Could you believe it?
That's
Wow,
crazy.
That is
Me and Maddie had a joke. Like we're like, "Yo, we were signing," and we're like, "Yo, we're out of ink." And then we both looked at each other. Have we ever said that before? Have you had that said? Hey, we're out of ink signing
I'm out of
autographs.
ink. Can I get some more? Also, I need some caviar right here to go with my champagne. Thanks.
It's a
We had
beautiful
to check
community.
ourselves. Yeah, it was beautiful. Shout out to Last Stand Media.
At,
Meet everybody.
at IGN, I think I just sign people's death threats. That's really all I get to
Wow,
I'm done with you.
that
But look,
that
everybody
got
that came
dark
up.
fast. Whew.
And the thing I will say, a lot of people said, because of you, Cog, I'm into Destiny. And I said, you know what? We got this cool podcast. It's called The Last Word. We got two great co-hosts. You got to
Look at
check
this,
them out.
man.
And I was plugging. I was
Plugging
working.
everywhere. Shameless
Mad
plugs.
Nice.
I've been sending people your way. You know this.
Oh, I
I've
see
been
him on
sending-
Twitter.
they come
Tag.
Bro, they're in. They're like, yo, which queen? I haven't played in so long. I said, I got the podcast and the content creators for you. Let's go. So E, what's going on with you, man?
It's been a day actually for me. So some of you guys know, some of you may not, some of you may have no idea who the hell I am. But like in real life, I've been teaching fitness kickboxing for over 4 years now, probably closer to 5. And today was my last class. So that one actually kind of hit me harder than I thought it would. Some of like the actual members and stuff like got me a card. And like that one actually, I was like, guys, like I had to get them out the door. I was just like, I don't know, it just hit me in the feels. Like I've been doing it for a while, and that's just it is a business about relationships of like getting to know those people, working out with them, seeing them change, seeing one of the girls there, like she's like lost, lots of weight, totally changed, happier with who she is and everything like that. And just over the past week, I've been saying bye to a lot of people, and this was like my last I literally took a picture. I was like, I hung my gloves up on the bag. It hit kind of hard. So my morning was full of like an emotional roller coaster of all of that stuff. And then kind of got some lunch, got a nap in. And then, as you said, then the hype happened. So it was like, it's been a roller coaster of a day. Matrix trailer, that dropped this morning. Watched that a couple times already, which is, I'm all for it. Like, I know that universe is absolutely crazy. I don't know where they're going to go, but Keanu's in it. That's all I need to know, so I'm there. And then PlayStation, like most of it the end of it blew me away. I mean, for sure. PlayStation Studios, I was 100% there for it. Ghostwire Tokyo, I honestly am almost less on that one now, because the one
me too.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what this is now. And before it looked a lot more like you had the spacesuit with the girl standing in the street. Now it's this weird like kinetic thing. I wasn't honestly sure what to think of that one. But yeah, the PlayStation Studios, I mean, crushed it for me. Gran Turismo 7 is going to have to prove it to me though, because I played Gran Turismo when I was younger on PS2. And then as soon as it was like Forza 3 is probably the one when I was like, this feels better in pretty much most ways in driving. Like the driving line was cool, but it was always like the impact of the cars for me never felt like I always described Gran Turismo when the cars hit each other as like empty bathtubs bumping into each other. It always just felt weird.
They didn't have that weight.
Yeah,
Yup, you're right. That's a great analogy.
I was like, and it's weird, but it kind of worked. So it's like Gran Turismo 7 has to prove it to me. Both driving games are going to be gorgeous. There's no question. Like Forza 5, Gran Turismo 7, they're going to be pretty wherever you play them on if you got a nice monitor. But yeah, then you said like Marvel. I was like, and then you saw the hat and I was like, I couldn't tell if the hat in the back I couldn't tell if it was going to be Gambit if it was like more that southern Louisiana because it sounded like that music. And then I saw the bloody like the fist. I was like, oh, this is Wolverine. I was like this, and it's just Marvel's Wolverine. I was like, I lost my mind. My wife was like, she was like, what the hell was that? I heard you from across the house. Like I
like me.
Yeah, I yelped pretty
Before
damn
the car
loud.
could yell.
And
I love
then
it.
you get to see Spider-Man, Miles in the same game. So how that story is going to be told, and then Venom, like just picturesque look, like, and then somebody was saying the talking in the background might be Craven or something. I don't know. And
it is Craven the Mighty Hunter, which I'm actually more excited for than Venom because Venom is super overdone in Spider-Man.
Yeah,
well,
Craven's gonna be serious.
So yeah, that, and then you get to see like, oh, how much God of War? Do you think we're gonna get a baby 30-second trailer and then we get the logo? No, it was like a lot of God of War. So I'm on board for Insomniac. Can really do no wrong. They have to like try and burn me, but they're on absolute fire. God of War. Those three alone, I'm just like kind of on cloud 9 to look forward to having PlayStation. And then like Forspoken, like that one from Square looks really, really cool. If you go back and watch it in like 4K instead of like the stream, it looks really good. I'm very curious.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Forspoken looks amazing.
I was like, the worlds look big. The movement is like very fast and speedy. It's like Sekiro on steroids. So, I mean, overall, yeah, it's like, I'm just on a roller coaster of a day because like the emotions coming into today for like my last classes, that hit hard this morning. And then this afternoon with the hype. And now I finally get to like unwind with you guys and chat and everybody in here. So it's like, it's a nice way to get to the end of the day because it's been one hell of a day so far. So
yeah, and before we move on, I don't want to sugarcoat what you said because I know, you know, obviously since I've known you, you know, you've been doing kickboxing and always doing the fitness thing, and obviously the running joke, you know, us doing the, you know, the little, you know, you get the sit-ups and the things and going on. So that's all part of your culture. So I understand. I've been through transitions and jobs and stuff like that. And what you said, not to bring stuff down, but I want to give you roses in that, in the sense that it's always mentally tough in the moment because the finality of it, you're like, man, wow, this is the last day, right? But just know, like, your future is bright. You're super talented. You've got a ton of things going on. And I'm proud to do this podcast with you. You've always been a stand-up guy. And you're going to be fine. There ain't nothing I'm worried about with you. You know what I'm saying?
No, got things cooking up. I appreciate that. It happened kind of fast. Things came about in the situation where it's like, I mean, you guys don't know where it's at, obviously, but I mean, when 6 out of 8 instructors quit at the exact same time, and then the other one's right behind that, and then there's basically one that's probably questionable to stay very long, like that's an entire staff. And what sucks for me is I've seen that happen. Like the managers were kind of first, and all of it was kind of basically in sync almost. But I've trained multiple managers because it helped me have the split, but I've trained 4 managers like into that role, and I was like, I'm not going to train a 5th now complete staff. So it was like, it's not unfortunately, it's like I was going through like the emotional, like the 5 stages of like first denial, then you've got other stuff, and then I was anger because I'm like mad at the owner for ruining all the stuff. So it's like combination of a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's like I appreciate the words. Thank you,
bro. Absolutely. You know, me and you, we share in similar timelines, so to speak, as far as career and journey, you know. And when you said it, it resonated with me because I knew what I was going through. I went through a layoff with IT because of COVID, and I'm like, yo, what am I going to do? And then I had to assess everything, and then the transitions and full time and other opportunities and stuff like that. So just know, you know, I didn't want to sugarcoat it because at the end of the day, it is important. That's something that you've known for a long time, but you're super talented. The future is bright. There's tons of opportunity. You also do an amazing YouTube channel, sir, that a lot of people go to you for advice. And no that. No
It's like only that. Okay. It's like I got work to do, but
yeah.
Shout out to all the love lately, by the way. Past 60K in the past like week. You guys have been insane on the recent seasonal love.
And advanced GG. Sir, you're very advanced lately. Very advanced. But look, man, your future's bright, man. You got stuff cooking. Just know that. Just always know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We touched more on like I was actually going to spend some more time on the PlayStation showcase and just kind of that. Is there anything more specifics that you guys want to get into on that? Like any big standouts that we didn't mention?
What happened to my PS 5.2? that was going to come out. The 8K system was going to cost $800.
Oh, that's going to be
Whatever
in like
happened to that,
2
guys?
years down the road and stuff like that.
Okay.
I heard that. I saw that rumor that it's like in the works. And of course, like both systems I see have something in the works. Like updated Series S might be next year. Series X could be the year after that, along with the, PS 5.2. I can see those, and as well, I was just gonna say, and as the chips and like the next graphics cards, depending on what power and what they can get into them, depending on where, as Nurad says, like the price changes potentially if they get bigger or lower, where they find all these positions. The consoles are going to be interesting in the next years, because if we have mid-generations that are even more powerful, and then you start moving around some of these other ones that are already out there, like the Series S being $250, or like there's going to be some interesting price points. But the way the hardware is going right now, like DDR5 is going to be a big release, the next platform for both Intel and AMD, and then of the graphics cards that are potentially coming with the RDNA 3, and then also the NVIDIA graphics cards on the other side with like Lovelace with that technology. Those are supposed to be almost like twice the performance of what we just got, and that was already pretty massive. So the leaps are going to be big, and depending on what they choose to use for architecture going forward, they could be substantially large. Now, do I think we're going to get K60? I really wish people would shut up with that for either anything.
No way.
No, but 4K 60 solid with all the bells and whistles and ray tracing running, that is what I would like to see, because nobody's going to have an 8K TV for years. 4K is getting a lot more reasonable. Like I even priced one, I'm like, damn, these are not terrible anymore. And it's like, 4K OLED 65-inch. I'm like, yeah, that's I mean, it's not cheap, but it's also like, it's not $8,000 or whatever like it used to be. So it's a lot more reasonable. But now, no, it's definitely like, there's a lot of, in the next 3 years or so, like, 2023, 2024, tech is going to be a very different place, I think.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be good, and I think what your point is, I do to Travis' joke. I definitely I don't pay the PlayStation Insider community any mind. One thing I've realized is they are always wrong. So even a lot of people that you watch these shows, no one was talking about a Wolverine game. Nobody was talking about this stuff that came out. So I don't pay that no mind. But to E's point, I do think that as far as the tech stuff, I do think we're in the age now of the mid-generation refresh. I think last generation was kind of the test bed to see how it goes. I think it proved that gamers will spend the money if they want an upgraded experience where it kind of mirrors PC in some level, right? As far as, obviously, PC will always be the superior technology, always be ahead of the game.
But the value of even if a PS 5.2 is like $600 or $700, what that potentially is going to do is the way crazier value than a PC. Yeah, you have the custom upgrades and stuff like that with PCs, but the value of a PlayStation or an Xbox, Xbox Series X2 or PS 5.2, whatever you call those weird ass things.
Yeah.
Like the value of
you also don't have to spend 10 hours a week beating your head against your PC to try to get it to function correctly.
The value proposition combined with what Travis is saying, the ease of entry, the ease of use, the onboarding,
plug it in, turn it on,
turn it on, done. Some people still want the convenience and the ease of use of a box, and I agree. And trust me, I'm always going to be console. My thing was just like I needed them to get their CPUs together, because the CPUs was not it on console, and thus he lured me over to, he lured me over, and I saw it. Then once I saw that 60 and that envy in me, and I okay, what I'm saying, this is what I'm here for. Now that y'all got that, okay, now we can have a conversation console. Now I can come back and we can have a nice conversation. That's how it's going. But that's all I want to say. But I agree with both of you. Both of you guys make good points on the price points and the value proposition with console.
Yeah, it's like it's exciting.
It's a great show.
Yeah, overall, the biggest thing I saw it from Xbox, from Corey, Barrel I saw it from everybody. Just like, I love video games. I think that was like the common trend I saw on Twitter, and it's true. It's just I'm seeing all that stuff, and whatever your genre of entertainment is, that's fine. But man, video games, it is an amazing time to be a gamer, more than ever. Just seeing like what could Halo comes out this fall and hits like crazy. Then you get Spider-Man. Then you're gonna have like Horizon. Then you're gonna have Starfield, and then you're gonna have Wolverine. I'm like, these are all gonna be amazing. Like, there's so much potential now in the world of gaming in the next few years. Like, I don't know how it's all gonna go down, but there could be some amazing stuff in our future.
Yeah, next year is gonna be.
And don't forget Destiny.
Woo!
Skipped over Destiny.
Let's get it.
I mean,
Let's
we
get it.
live in that game, but of course. So,
Do we? Not yet, because they haven't added it to VR. But if I have my way, we will.
your favorite game would be Half-Life Alyx paired with Destiny.
It wouldn't work, but yeah, that would be sweet.
Mhm.
It wouldn't work at all.
Well, speaking of Destiny.
No, we're not gonna.
What's up?
Yes, please.
I was just gonna say, speaking of Destiny, we got another week of Season of the Lost. I know, honestly, Travis, for you, like, you have really been enjoying the Shattered Realm, so we got a new one of those. So I want to throw it to you first to see how you enjoying this week's one. Apparently, you got some audio sync, by the way.
I do again.
He's like, again? You're funny.
I was like, he seems fine. But yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. This week was good. We saw what I assume will be the final of the areas. And we don't, I forgot, we don't have all of the powers yet because we still can't break those immune rocks. So I think we got to wait to get the exotic. So my guess is we'll get the exotic next week.
Seems right.
Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to be back at the first world next week, so I'm excited for that. Now that we have almost all of the abilities, but yeah, I'm really still enjoying the Metroidvania. I did all of my exploration this week, and the story didn't move as much this week. But what you did see was pretty interesting with the crow and what's her face,
Petra?
pirate lady, Petra, Petra the pirate. She got one eye. Yeah. She yeah, I liked that sort of thing. I think probably Crow is the reason that that this is all gonna fall. I think this is all not gonna go our way. Because they've been alluding to that a lot. Like pretty much all of the seasons leading up to this has been like Savathun grooming Crow. We know that Crow has a terrible history with decision-making ability. And is also incredibly susceptible to being controlled by otherworldly forces, etc., etc., etc. And now he seems very, very determined to get in front of Savathun, which I think might lead to the great disaster that we have coming. You also can still hear Crow humming Savathun's song today this week when I went over to talk to him. I heard it and I was just like, "Damn, dude, this is not gonna go well." So. Yeah, I'm really liking the Metroidvania stuff. The story is probably coming slower than I want, but it's there, and I have to say, I really don't mind the time gating stuff at this point. I'm kind of enjoying the fact that there's a limit to how much I can play, because then I have to stop and I can go work on game reviews or other stuff I'm working on. I can play other games, and it means that I don't have to compete with my friends to get the farthest in the story before they all spoil it for me and just do a huge grind for 30 hours all in 1 week just to finish all the story stuff. So I'm kind of liking that, to be honest. I guess I'll miss it when the Witch Queen comes out.
So I was about to say, do you think the Witch Queen is going to be back to that like big chunk of story, go through all the missions, kind of experience this thing, and then we'll still have some season stuff go, but yeah, it is kind of weird to think, because we've had this like literally a drip feed year with regards to the weekly mission, the weekly updates for about 10 weeks. And then Witch Queen is going to be like, blah, 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 like, here's everything. It's just like, just so much coming at you. It's like, whoa.
I think Destiny always has some drip feed elements, and I think Witch Queen will too, because there's always some stuff that comes out like a week or 2 weeks after, like the raid will drop and then they'll, come out with something else. And so I think Witch Queen will have that element to it, but yeah, there's definitely going to be like a put your head down and grind phase for Witch Queen, which I'm not opposed to. I'm more just like at this point where it's so busy and we're about to have a fall where we're super busy. I'm kind of glad that they're taking their time with it, because it's working with my schedule, and it's making me hate Destiny less, because now I don't have to do astral projections 30 times in 1 week. I can do them 3 times a week, and then get or what is it, astral alignment?
Alignment.
Something else. Yeah, astral projection is what I do in my sleep. Yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds I'm excited for it, but I have to say, like, people are mad about the time gating. It's kind of growing on me, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, how's it going?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot. I've been playing the last 2 days. I'm playing a lot. I look forward to the story stuff immediately. I beeline whenever the time great release is open, and I'm like, all right, what are we doing? So I'm messing around there, and I was very surprised to see that interaction, between Petra and the way she was, very harsh to Crow. Like, yo, you're not getting next to it. You've been manipulated. You can't be trusted. I always find it interesting, and shout out to Tassie, is that they Mara doesn't she acknowledges that he's a guardian, but it's a very weird dynamic that like the unspoken thing in the room is you are Aldrin, fam.
Yeah.
No, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's very interesting the way everyone is talking to him, and he's aware in the sense that I'm not the same person, or hey, this is familiar, but why? I did feel him on this part. He's like, why am I being judged so harshly when all you dudes got tricked by Osiris too? Right. And that part I kind of felt him because I was like, bro, it was so well written. Again, narrative team and they're bad. So I felt his plight, but I also felt Petra like, look, when Petra pulled you to the side and was like, look, I know you think I'm being harsh, but dude got compromised. Yeah. That part is true. Absolutely. Right. So it's a good conflicting thing. Now I will say, I think what is hilarious, Travis, is that I find this is well writing when like after you do your astral whatever, you do your shattered thing, and what is it called officially? The shattered, what is it called?
Shattered Realm.
Is it called the Shattered Realm?
Yeah, okay. Shattered Realm, and then has different names. Like this week is Wrath of Ruins, Ruins of Wrath.
Shattered Realm. Trav, you got me. You sold me. Like at first I was like, he overhyping it, but then when I play it, it's really fun. I like unlocking the little things, the true sight, and then you go on your little path, you do your little dungeon stuff. Okay, there's the path thing. I gotta open the barrier, hurry up, rush, get in there, get some secrets, get some chests. And again, you know how we feel about anything Ascendant Plane. The mystery, the smog, the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Now the little jumping platforms where your power, your jumping is taken away. It's really good, right? Now, I will find funny is after you do all this, and the boss fight was real fun. It's fun doing all this stuff solo. I have to admit, I love doing it solo. Now, the fun thing is when you get back, you do all that, and then it's like, you have a message from Savathun. She wants to see her friend, the Guardian. I don't like her calling me her friend. Like, I don't like that. It. Yeah, like you, the Guardian, like her friend. And then, she tries to sit there and talk about how she's, doing all these things, and I could relate to Crow. She's very, very manipulative.
That's literally what she is.
Yeah, like she's interested. So I want to see where the hell this is going. Clearly, we are not getting Osiris back. I don't care what nobody say. All you got to do, and then I'll release him to you. Look, my theory, I'm going to say it now before it happens. My theory is he ain't coming back. I think now that I look at it in a vacuum, I was like, why was Sate 14 running trials, right? I think they're going to do some heroic irony where it was Osiris that built the sundial to get his lover back, who was dead, right? I think this is coming full circle. Osiris is going to die. He ain't coming back. And I think Sate is going to do everything hell or high water to try to get him back, to try to do something to Savathun, right? But I just think I didn't watch Marlon's video. I know Eric J.K. But I gotta watch it. Please tell me because I didn't watch it. Anybody watch Marlon's video? Did you watch it yet?
No.
Okay. Anybody watch it? GK, tell me what's going because people have been referring to me. I didn't get a chance to catch up on all my lore guys.
Somebody was saying I think like they think he is dead. Or somewhere it may have caught a blip or something like that. They're like, because it said he used his body as like, and it kind of I don't know. I remember reading it and I don't know the wording at all, but it sounded like he's definitely like kind of toast.
Yeah, the vibe I'm getting is like a Toland vibe. Like your consciousness may exist somewhere, but your physical body is done. All this, we gonna do this, and he's gonna be returned to us. Nah, fam. And as sad as it is for me, it will be fitting for the lore of Trials. Saint carry on his legacy, the Trials of Osiris. It does kind of fit if he doesn't come back. So my theory is he ain't coming back after reading that bowl. What is it? The Wolf Bay. What I told you about that. I got it. It's amazing. But Wolf Tone Draw. Read the lore on that. I just don't see it. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But again, narrative team has been fun. I've been chasing roles. I've been starting my Lost Sector grind, trying to get those nothing manacles. I got some great loadouts. Linear, I finally got my particle, what is it, reconstruction?
Particle deconstruction?
That thing is just busted good. It is just, it is so good. Shout out to my man. I got to shout out the homie, Travis, you already know, DJ Oros, David James Oros, the homie. We met at the Last Stand Media event. And then after that, I was like, bro, you owe me my Vex Catalyst. I'm holding you to that. And we got it done. So I got my Vex Catalyst. Bro, that gun. Did y'all see Dado's video, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Bro. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, it's so busted.
That 1K voice is just, you're going to melt everything all season. You got 6 months. Fusion rifles are going to probably get like nerfed when we go into Witch Queen, but you got 6 months to enjoy them for now.
Bro, it is so fun how busted that gun is. It is just ridiculous. Every aspect of it, the extra damage now, the linear fusion mode, and then you just shoot people 4 times. Yeah, Dale Bash too. He's like, every other gun has a qualifier or an extra step to do the BOP. He's like, with Vex, you just shoot the gun. It's truly, it was a great video. Yeah, I got to shout out.
There's no build up. There's no certain requirements. Get charged with light. Just pull the trigger.
Yeah, Vex is glorious. But no, I'm absolutely loving this season. I'm just right now, I'm farming. Got to shout out the other homie, Cactus. I'm farming my Cartesian, whatever, coordinate. Yep. Yes, I need that. I need that high DPS. And that's it. But what about you, E? I've been having a lot of fun with the season.
Yeah. So, I mean, Shattered Realm, of course. Shout out to chat. Helped me put my video together because I went to go see Shang-Chi on Tuesday. Actually, I had a private screening, so actually got some friends to see it. So
nice.
Renting out movie theaters, bougie.
I got like 10 people to go. Enough people that I knew. It was like $20 a person. I'm like, I can do private theater for $20 a person.
I did it too for Fast and Furious 9. It's a pretty good experience.
Nice.
So yeah,
I invited both of you, but nobody came.
Sorry, we're halfway across the country and then all the way across the country, but we'll work on that. Shout out to Teddy who did make the trip.
He did.
Yeah.
Salute to Teddy.
But yeah, like, so jump in. First, you got the Atlas SKUs, which we know that Vex or the exotic quest should be coming at some point.
Right.
So, I mean, if there's 4 or 5, I think there's 4 of the little pedestals where you get like the backstory. And I'm guessing there's a portal that once you open the 4, that we're going to go through the portal and kind of go check out whatever the exotic quest is going to be. So that's the Stasis trace rifle. I swear I'm going to say trace rifle and linear fusion rifle is the wrong thing. And then that's the thing that's going to potentially unlock the walls in the Shattered Realm because those are immune and they kind of like, you know, they're bedazzled for now, but you shoot them and they're immune in certain places. So you can see like the shiny walls. I'm like, okay, something's going to happen with those. So we're going to like, I don't know when we're going to get the unlocks. And then there's a legend version of both Astral Alignment. There's a legend version of Shattered Realms. We've got more difficulty stuff coming. But yeah, it's just like, it is weird, I will say, when you go look for the anchors on patrol, because I've been doing those as videos as well.
Yeah.
They tie them very, very specifically to landing zones only. And the first day it was EDZ, and you're like, well, yeah, there's a ton of landing zones, go around. But it was just the landing zones. There wasn't one west of Winding Cove, whatever that place where that all the Cabal are at. There's not a landing zone over there, and there were none over there. Same thing last week, it was Tangled Shore. 2 landing zones, the one main one and the one up top. But you got like 2 other areas, nothing there. And this time I'm like, because it's Hive, and I was like, okay, so if we go to the moon, you have Sorrow's Harbor, and you have Sanctuary. I'm like, they're really going to put them in Sanctuaries? Like, but it connects to so many. No, they literally put 5 in Sanctuary, and then like 7 up top in Sorrow's Harbor. I was like, I wonder why. Because if they were, even for like the moon, if you start in Sanctuary and then you drive either direction, they could totally like line them around there and just give you more stuff to search for. But no, if there's a landing zone, it has it. As soon as you leave that landing zone, don't even go look. That's just the way it's been. It's really weird. I kind of wondered why that is.
Is there a reason you have to find them? Is it for a triumph? Is that why people are trying to get them all?
I don't know if there's a triumph to eventually find them all, because I know there's a lot of secret triumphs right now. I've been just going through and looking for all of them each week as just kind of a video as they unlock. So like next week, I don't know if there's going to be any more, since we're probably going to go back to EDZ. Now, there will be more potentially in the Shattered Realm because we've been getting those unlocks. But on patrol, like as soon as it rotates a week, people are like, oh, I can't go to the EDZ and get them anymore. It's like, nope. So they seem tied to the week of rotation. And then New Red said there is a triumph. Yes, I think that's part of it.
That's weird. Yeah, I've what's weird is that step in the quest for me. It said go to the moon and get ascendant, snowdrops, whatever the heck they're called, and teardrops. I don't know what they are.
They're anchors,
but I go anchors. As soon as I land in the zone, it completes that step for me.
Yes.
It's like, all right, cool. You went to the moon. Now go home.
Well,
all right, cool. And I never get any of them. I'm just like, all right.
One of the parts of the quest is literally go to that planet. They want you to land on the planet as part of the quest.
But you don't have to get any of them.
It doesn't seem like you have to get all of them, but it tells you kind of where it wants you to land, so you kind of know they're there.
It doesn't make you get any. I've never picked one up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a glitch. It almost acts like sometimes you retroactively pick something up that you never pick something up. Because I had that same thing happen to me, Trav. I'm like, they're like, go to this planet and go get the anchors. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to the Tangle Shore. I land. Yeah, you did it. Next step. I'm like, what? I didn't.
Yeah, that's what it did for me.
Like it completes in the upper right hand corner. I'm like, all right, if you say so, I'll do the next step then.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's based on like if you did any on like the first week and found some on European Dead Zone when it wanted you to find some. Then it's like
retroactive weekly.
Well, yeah, then it may count as like, hey, you've already picked up some. It's not counting like a total unless you're going after the triumph. So the quest, if you've got some, move it on. So I think that's more than anything. Shattered Realm with the Hive, still pretty cool. Got a little surprised that I didn't actually notice the champion was going to be barrier. So like mid fight, I was like, oh, gotta switch. But it didn't matter. I just pulled out my fusion rifle with particle deconstruction. Whoop, whoop, gone.
Which one? Which fusion? What you using?
Oh, I just honestly pulled null composure. Just the basic fusion rifle of fusion rifles. Just deletes. Like, it doesn't matter. Any fusion rifle with that thing. I went through and was doing a test video yesterday, and the way regular fusion rifle versus a linear fusion rifle. Same amount. I went into Lost Sector. I was doing just a regular Lost Sector, and I was trying to see how fast I could kill the boss. And I was doing it on, I think it was normal difficulty, but yeah, it was just to see. And linear fusion rifle, you can see the numbers pop up. But like the first shot you do with a normal fusion rifle stacks it fully, I think. If it doesn't, it's like the first one and the other one. So every shot after the first shot is 40% more. It's not like a linear is like 10, 20, 30, 40. It stacks up. The normal fusion is just like, first one. Okay, everything else, 40, 40, 40. And it's just, I just start melting stuff. I was going through and just like testing on just an unstoppable champion. Hit him with that one. And that was on like a legend nightmare hunt. I was just trying to find like one guy that I would stun. And I was like, all right, so without the fusion rifle, hit him, stun him, 1, 2, 3, then he killed me. And then I turned around with particle deconstruction, 1, 2, dead. Just like, dead in 3. I was like, my God, it's just
awesome.
You can melt so much stuff so fast. That's like if you've done it to any of the tanks, if you come across like, a strike with a tank in it anywhere, just it's over. I was doing whatever the Nightfall was, Hollowed Lair, when you have the tank in the middle there, just deleted it. Absolutely just deleted it. So particle deconstruction is crazy. I've seen a different build that people have been messing with where it's making like just crap tons of orbs or with the solar melees. And I can honestly see like a Titan just throwing a hammer everywhere, making solar orbs like all over the place. There's some interesting builds. And then you've got solar weapons with Vex, stacking with like the solar boots for a Titan. There's some interesting builds going right now. Iron Banner last week with the tease of the set bonus. Please give me more of that.
There's a Titan build. Did y'all see that one with Taraba and those boots y'all got?
Yeah.
Oh God.
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
Hilarious.
It's crazy. Yeah. I got some serious builds to continue.
But yeah, I mean, Shattered Realm's been fun. I think, it's like when we go back in next week, now we're going to have True Sight. We're also going to have Safe Passage. And then we're going to kind of get the last two. So when we get to week 6, I don't know how much more we're going to get besides if we start getting those exotic. I'm guessing we'll get the exotic quest, go through, pick up the weapon. And then the catalyst is probably going to be shoot all the walls everywhere to kind of open everything up and maybe hit. Maybe the catalyst is find all the chests, all the anchors and that type of thing. We'll see if that makes a difference because there's stuff that's still hidden in there. I know that.
I want to shout them out because we definitely were very hard on them, Bungie, in reference to which was legit. We had a big point of contention with the parallax amount that you can hold, right? And not only did they increase that threshold, right? Because the thing I like about seasonal loss focusing system versus the other one, I like that I can do my daily activities, whether it be the playlist activity, strikes, crucible, gambit, and I can still get that currency. So it's letting me get the currency by playing the game for the most part normally, and then I can stack, and then I can go in there and use that currency to focus my engrams and then upgrade the little thing and stuff like that. So I actually like it. I actually like this better, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And shout out to them for being quick, or because I thought they were going to time gate us with that annoying, what was it? What was it before? Like 1,000? What was it?
It was 1,500.
1,500. They doubled it, yeah.
I'd play like a couple of Iron Man matches, forget, that I had it capped. Because when you cap, you got to rush and spend it. Yep. So it was just such an annoying cycle to go back to the helm and do that. Shout out to them for increasing that. That was a good on the fly change, and I like it. So I've been liking the grind in that case.
I wish they would raise the cap on the tier 3s a bit more as well, because it is so accessible to earn. Like the tier 3s is you get 4, and that's worth 600.
Too expensive. 900.
Yeah. It's 600.
900 damn.
It's 600.
And
it's 600 for tier 2.
Yeah, and one of the
tier 2 is 450.
It's like 450. One of the triumphs is like focusing an Umbral 3 times.
You got to do tier 2. Yeah, you got to do tier 2 though.
Because I messed up and did tier 1 on the second
time. Dude, I spent all my.
Yep.
I was same thing. Next week it's going to be do tier 3, which means we're going to have to play 6 Crucible matches to get 1. Like that's.
Yep. But at least it's playlist activities. At least it's normal within, and you could get kills by getting. You can still kill people. Just play the game is how I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get too crazy with that. But when they force me to be like, you've got to do a zillion. What's that wax Splicer one that we did?
Yep.
Gambit.
No, you're so disrespectful.
Patrol Gambit. But yeah.
What was the 6-man activity last season, Dave? What was
Override.
that one? Yeah, like when they're like, you got to do override, you got to do the I hate being locked into that. Like that gets annoying, you know what I'm saying? But this one, I'm cool. I was gonna ask you how you guys feel about I know astral alignment and the changes. I mean, as far as the bosses, the encounters, like
apparently
where
there's
you
just 2.
Oh,
there's just 2 bosses. We've seen both of them now because we're back to the first one.
Right.
They're.
It's. I like the teleporty projection guy more than the other one where you go to the blight, take the little thing, shoot down the shield, and then he just dies. He dies fast. Melted. The other guy, you got to chase him around for a while, so it's a bit more. But the other guy, when you break that shield, if you get it broken, people are now just deleted. He's so dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are I'm glad they're not overbearing that one too much.
Okay.
Because as you said, when you do override, just to get the currency to both focus Umbrals, and I kind of wish still focusing Umbrals was not related to just the seasonal currency.
Yeah, why I gotta be
you gotta
the
unlock
same currency?
Because now the unlocks on the compass, those are the 4th, 5th, and 6th row, and whatever the last one, which is that's week 12, whenever you get to that one. But they're 600 each as well, and you're trying to unlock those, so Shattered Realm's more accessible, stuff lasts longer. So you're like, do I want this one, or do I want another tier 3? Well, if I use tier 3, then tier 2. Well, I gotta do these triumphs over here, but I want to.
And the only way to solve it is to play more Destiny.
Yep,
play a few more hours.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is we can probably squeeze in a decent amount of time on the game, depending on what your schedule's like. But if somebody's trying to really make this they got a lot going on, they get to play a few hours on a weekend here, busy parent, whatever it may be. They're asking for a lot of time still to do all of the stuff that's involved. I know some of it's more for your hardcores, your people who play a lot, your, content creators, whatever it may be. They're giving different levels, but there's a certain point where somebody who doesn't get to play as often is definitely going to feel very limited in what they're capable of doing because the currency goes both ways. Hey, I want to unlock this thing. Well, what if it was, I don't know, 20 legend, what are the enhancement cores or whatever, those the basic thing I have 1,800 of or whatever. What if those were a little more option, or there was different, and then the currency itself went into the artifact? It's just weird. The currency.
Are you proposing that Bungie use their currencies? Because they actually have Bungie has 50 currencies and they're all not used. You should know that by now.
You have a ton.
Yep, we have.
I mean, how many seasonal currencies do we have in our inventory? Is it 4?
I mean, we probably
Because we still
do.
have last season's currency.
We still have last season's curry. I still have those decrypted data things for the
Is there even a way to get more of those? Oh, I guess you can do the activity.
It capped at, yeah, I guess, yeah, they still drop. Like if you're not, because I'm capped at 5.
Yeah, decrypted data, I've got like 350. The corrupted key codes, I've got 5 of those. I'm literally looking right now to see what's sitting in there
right now.
Parallax. I went to go pull a tincture of Queen's Foil. I was like, do I have those? I actually did, but I was like, oh, actually did an ascendant challenge like those old school ones from 3 years ago.
Wow, you took it back.
Yes.
I was like, do I even remember where this is? And I was like, okay, yeah, I think I know where it was, and I still remembered. But it just kind of cracks me up. Of like, as you said, yeah, there's a lot of currencies just chilling out there, kind of waiting for a thing. There's still an Ascendant Lens from Festival of the Lost 2020 that's chilling there.
What the hell is that? I don't understand.
I've got a glittering key for the Dreaming City. Somebody probably knows what some of the stuff is for, but it is, yeah, it's just a weird state of, and I'm wondering, it's like when we go to like Witch Queen, it's just like, and wipe the slate clean. And I honestly wonder, because this season we're going to spend a lot of time, and we're probably going to be like, yeah, you can get rid of it, but it is still going to be weird to go into Witch Queen, and then we lose all of our seasonal stuff, because every activity we've been doing, Override, Expunge, Presage, Harbinger. Now we've got Shattered Realm, which is fantastic. You've got the Astral Alignment. All the stuff they've worked on for the year, theoretically gone. Do you guys think that's how it's really going to go? I'm honestly curious.
What you think?
Yes, I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I think they'll probably take the opportunity to vault a bunch of other stuff like Forsaken that they haven't talked about yet, because they haven't addressed any of that yet. And usually when Bungie doesn't address stuff, it's because the news is bad and they're waiting for take out the trash day, you know, when nobody's listening.
Friday at 9 p.m.
Yeah, Friday at 9 p.m. Take out the trash and make everybody smell it, and then give them some good news right after, right? Yeah, so I think all that stuff is gone, and I think probably Forsaken content is gone. There's probably other stuff they're sunsetting that I haven't talked to us about yet that's going to hurt. But
it's going to be so much to lose.
They're adding a lot of stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they put the Cosmodrome back in.
It makes sense.
Actually, I guess
they're going to do that.
They're putting the dungeon there. They're putting the dungeon there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so you know that one's staying. That's also a recent addition.
Dreaming City, and Tangled Shore they could get rid of them.
And that's a lot.
It's a lot of content.
I mean, if you go old destinations, I haven't seen like them do a whole lot of anything with Nessus in a while. I don't know if there's a reason to keep that planet around. It's one of the bigger ones I know. EDZ still seems like it's like Earth. I don't know if that one's ever really going to go, because Old Chicago, rumored and otherwise, isn't going to like overlap with Earth too much. So I think you can still keep that destination, but like Nessus is truly its own like palette and everything. I don't know how many strikes are on that one. That's another thing. I don't even know how many strikes we're going to get with Witch Queen.
Good point.
True. I haven't talked about that yet.
I haven't talked about even that yet, too.
And then the last question I thought about before we started. My shirt is Gambit. Are they going to do anything with Gambit for Witch Queen? Because they've mentioned Crucible maps at this point. They haven't mentioned a Gambit map.
Look, man. Gambit, y'all could chill. Y'all
You're not getting it.
Yeah, y'all can wait, bro. Listen, y'all on the...
Get in line.
Get in line, exactly. Get in line.
I'm not like a huge... I'm not a huge Gambit champion.
You're wearing the shirt.
I have a lot of Bungie shirts, okay? But all I'm saying is like...
I've never seen you wear a Crucible one. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely have. I have it, and you know it. I've got a Shaq shirt on top of anything else. And I've got a trial shirt.
That's not PvP.
I've got a trial shirt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one debut yet. Continue.
Yeah, I've literally worn all of these I've said have been on the podcast. Just go look at the receipts. It's fine. No, but honestly, I was just wondering, because they do tend to keep us in the playlist. Like strikes, we'll probably get some missions that turn into strikes. I would imagine they'll probably do something. There might be a couple, like there's probably going to be a strike or two in her realm. Crucible, we kind of have a plan for maps, a little revamp in some systems. Gambit truly does feel like it is like the long forgotten drowned skeleton. Like it is I don't know if they would sunset it because it's kind of one of their 3 pillars. But also, if they don't, and we still have 4 maps, I'm just kind of wondering if you're gonna make us keep going through that, even as a pinnacle thing. Like that's one of your +1 pinnacles, just an easy one to do. But you're like,
easy. Why y'all complaining?
no, but
it's I'm like pro game. It is such a breeze to do. 3 matches, bro. I like fix your face right. I love it. Love when I got to jump in there. It is so quick. It's either you're melting, they're melting, game over. And then with linear, whatever.
Oh yeah, that stuff's gonna die now.
Wait.
I love it.
You like it because it's over fast?
Yes. It's like it's not
That's
a
your
chore.
reason for liking it.
Yes.
That is
Easy
sad.
Pinnacle.
There's probably a
Easy
joke and a
pinnacle.
metaphor to other things in life that I can throw out there, but I just can't come up with right now.
Cog, what else do you like?
Cog
because
likes
it's
to
over?
finish.
Sometimes
Cog likes
you gotta
to
get in and get out.
he likes to finish quick.
Hey, it ain't all about a long, drawn out process.
Either
sometimes.
they're melting me or I'm melting them, and then we go home. It's separate ways.
Wham bam.
I'm
No,
just
sorry.
saying, like, it doesn't. It's. I'm just saying it's not good because it's over quickly. That's like,
and we fell off the
Gambit
deep end.
is. We really did. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
No, that was hilarious.
I gotta say.
To
To be fair, I thought of it, but I didn't say anything until E made a comment. I was like, all right, now I gotta go in on it. 'cause I was kind of walking around it, and I was like, all right, we're going straight for it. We're going for the sex.
Oh
analogy.
no. Yeah.
Anyway,
Good. Why you're so frustrated with Gambit? Continue.
Don't mask the truth. Hashtag
Gambit-
efficiency.
exactly. It's all about. That's like Teddy. I'm sure Teddy thinks of it that way, huh? He's just
beautiful. It's
like, I need to procreation and then in and out, and let's get on with the
GK
day.
Battles is fast and sad, not the Fast and Furious.
Oh my god.
My problem with Gambit is that it's not a fun game mode, and it's supremely imbalanced, and it doesn't have a lot of maps, and they've given it no attention, and there's no real reason to do it. Like, there's just so many problems with it, and the fact that it's over quickly, that seems to be their fix for it. Is like, well, let's at least make it just short, and that way people don't have to like struggle against it for a really long period of time. Which, granted, it being long as well is also bad. I just think like they either need to commit to that or not, and I'm with E that like something needs to happen with it. But you know, like Cog and I said, get in line. Like, it just, you guys don't get to do this yet.
Yeah, I'm not saying it comes before Crucible, but it is this like it is now the left out to pasture just to die, I think.
It is. Somebody in the comments said that Bungie has already said no new Crucible or Gambit maps at launch. So, which I think we already knew there were no Crucible maps at launch.
Yeah.
They're sort of coming in over time. But yeah, interesting stuff.
It just feels weird when you're like, hey, slowly working on your pinnacles, because that's all we do now per seasons. If they stick with the 10 model, what are some of your easy pinnacles? Strike, Crucible, but that Gambit just sits out there, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me for the challenges too, with the seasonal challenges, I hate having it stare at me all season. But if like if they're not going to be retroactive, like if I go through and I play like 6 matches or do a reset or whatever, and it doesn't count, you know, beat 50, whatever it is, if it doesn't count what I've done throughout the season, I don't want to touch it till later. So then it's just this little yellow dot that stares at me the whole time.
Stares at you.
But I was like, I also don't want to put time into it. If I care about doing some challenges later, I may as well just do them all at once. So it's just weird. That was all. Just random. I was like, I know Crucible's not getting a lot. They're messing with some stuff, though. Trial's getting some love coming up. But man, Gambit, I was like, it really is in the bottom of the barrel now.
Yeah, it's definitely prioritized. Yeah, it's a Travis point. I don't want to, poo-poo what he's saying. Like, yeah, it's we know the mode needs work. We know there's things that need to happen to it, adjustments. It needs a refresh on some level. Obviously, the reason why I don't have too much sympathy for them, they had a whole Gambit Prime season. They had a season of the Gambit. They had armor. They had all this stuff that Crucible never had. And I really don't care that they're going to have to wait. Like, no, I just don't.
Me neither. I'm with you.
I was at the debut. Sorry, E, but I was at the debut. Gambit thing. Shout out to Sean Finnegan and Dustin. I was there when Gambit debuted, and it was a mode, and they were like bloviating about all this stuff they're going to be doing for it, and it was great. Don't get me wrong, and it was a new mode, but they can wait. It's cool. It will get addressed at some point. Until their credit, they still been getting a steady loot pool. They always get fly weapons in game. Even till this day, you got the 260 scout that's in there, servant, whatever the thing that I got that's
leader.
really good. Yeah. You got bottom dollar in there. Gambit weapons be good, like low key. And then when
they have to give you
but
some reason
to. People will play some Crucible some. I'm just saying, people will play Crucible some, no matter what, good, bad, or otherwise. But like, they have to give you a big ass carrot for you to think about playing Gambit, and that's got to be the only thing they have is the weapons. So
no, I hear you. All I'm saying is I've been doing what you call Glory. I ain't getting like since the mountaintop days and all that.
Why are you doing Glory? Just for entertainment value?
Just for the Pinnacle, because they telling me to go in there. They forcing me to go in there.
It's not even a Pinnacle. It's a powerful.
What isn't it?
It's not a Pinnacle.
Pinnacle every week.
It's a Pinnacle.
Glory is no. You have 3 matches in your core playlist of Control, Elimination, Rumble, and the weekly rotator. Glory is a powerful, which is even worse. 100%.
The comp one.
Yes, it is powerful. It is win 7 rounds for a powerful.
It used to be Pinnacle. Why do I think it's a Pinnacle?
It's been powerful for a while because of making how to level up videos for a good year.
No, I trust your judgment.
No, but that one is, and that's the sad part.
I just looked it up, and it says "Shut up, Ebontis." So,
look, at the end of the day, it's 7 matches. I got to get in there. Play
but it's
sweaty.
Powerful. You don't need to. Is all I'm saying,
bro. We not doing that. Here's the thing. We get out of here with your casual Crucible self. At the end of the day, I got to get in there and win 7 matches against sweaties and all type of randomness. I don't want to go around.
Rounds, first off.
And
it's not
I
matches.
don't get any 7 rounds. And I don't get any unique loot.
Oh, I'm not arguing that it's like it needs that should be a Pinnacle. And that should have like stages too. They should do something there is what I was waiting to get to. Because yes, it's really sad that of all the things on that list that hang out every week, that should be a Pinnacle. You can do 3 matches of Control and you can win 7 rounds in competitive, Glory playlist, and you can't get a Pinnacle out of that. That is a travesty.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I love the mode so much that I still go in there. And I would just hey, it would be cool, like how Gambit has unique Gambit loot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, Gambit could wait. That's it. Gambit could wait. That's the moral of the story.
Agreed.
Oh man. But also today, actually, I wanted to ask you guys kind of on a separate note, since Destiny is 7 years old today. And it's been a hell of a journey. I even saw that, and I was just trying to think back. I was like, what I was doing 7 years ago, what I've been through in the past 7 years, and it's been quite interesting. And I wanted to ask you guys, just in general, what has Destiny meant to you over the past 7 years? Just in general, either of you guys want to start, how it's changed you, what you've been through, what you were doing 7 years ago. What has Destiny meant to you guys in the past 7 years?
What does it mean to me? What is Destiny again?
What is it?
What? It's not Jeopardy.
Okay. Is it like a Jenga? Is something a board game?
Have you played Shoots and Ladders? It's not that.
Have you? Oh, okay. It's not that. Are you sure? Destiny to me, I mean, it's been a life-changing experience, right? Like, both on a personal and a professional note. Like, I would, I'd probably be working for IGN, but I wouldn't, not to the extent that I am without Destiny, because Fireteam Chat was really my foot in the door. I wouldn't have the same friends that I have. I wouldn't be friends with you guys. I wouldn't be friends with lots of people that I know personally and professionally, just like because that's how people connect. I went to somebody's wedding who I met in Destiny, and I only met him once in person and flew across the country to go to his wedding, met him in Destiny. So I think it's really hard to answer that question because I can't really even imagine what my life would be like without it. And that is the saddest sentence I've ever said as a 31-year-old man. I can't imagine my life without Destiny, the video game. But it's true, man. It's really true. The people I know, the way I spend my time, the friends that I have, the ties that I own, the career I have at IGN, like a lot of it is linked to the fact that Destiny was made. So,
said, sir. Well said.
Yeah,
feels 7 years, right? Like, I still to this day say I've never played a game this long and this passionately. It's just there's no other game like it. You know, we just did recorded Defining Duke, and one of the questions that came in for me was like, hey Cog, we know you as the Destiny guy, you know, what is it about it and stuff like that. And remember when Deej had that thing and he's like the friendship game, and it was a joke at the time. But it's the friends game. It really is.
It
really
is.
is. It
friend
really
game is the end game is the friend game. Is there
end game is
something
the
like
friend
that.
game on some level. At that time, that comment wasn't well received because we wanted new stuff out there.
Yeah.
And we were
I
a little
always
mad.
thought people were being harsh on him.
Hold on, we gotta stop everything.
Quick
There's a lot
shout
of we
out.
got a young goat in there. Get him.
We got the man with the 10 foil, spin foil, CB Gray with the $3 super chat. Thank you for the love, sir. Shout out to another man. I was like, we'll get to mine, but it's like, yeah, another man who's been on this podcast, a great gentleman, and just a kind man. Thank you, CB Gray, for the love in chat. Appreciate that.
CB. Good dude. Shout out to you. Like, look at that. Like, CB's in here, and I was just watching a video with him, Jixer Clyde, a ton of Destiny content creators going on a trip, having a ball. Yes. Right? You got my homie. You know, we got DJ in here, David Oros in here. I just met him in real life. You know. Last weekend, you know what I'm saying? He drove from Pittsburgh, and I'm not too far from his town. He pulls up, Destiny in the building. Oh, shout out to the Osiris Judge. You hooked me up, bro. That was late. I got the little Osiris video to hit me up. That was dope. But anyway,
nice.
Yeah, it was fire. Shout out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know our history, right?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you and I, we wouldn't be on this thing without this game. I mean, we went to a convention about a single game because we're a little crazy. In Tampa in the summer, sweating our ass off. Outside in line, passing out business cards because we're the two crazy ones who decided to do that. We're in the Tampa Fairgrounds, and like early on, I remember seeing Dado stand in a line crazy long. You meet people, half of them are shorter than you think. The other people, you're like, hi.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I got to see Guardian Radio was like literally the first podcast I ever listened to. And since then, I've found like so many gaming podcasts. I think I listened to like almost all the IGN podcasts. It's been I mean, as you guys said, I literally stopped kickboxing today, and I was like, but it's something I'm able to still help support my household because of this game, because of the journey I've been through between streaming and making videos and the content creation and all the amazing people. Like the number of guests that we've had on this podcast, I'm like starting to lose track of I've got a list somewhere, but it's like the number of awesome people that we have got to spend a couple of hours with to have like a legit conversation, get to know them, talk about this game we love, really kind of break down walls and have fun. And now like one of our really good friends, I can call Travis, just the fact that he's on this podcast with us to share this journey. Like we were lucky enough that, hey, it's like, you know, we talk all the time. We got guests on here and we have a blast with him on. And then all of a sudden it's like, just because, you know, IGN goes a different direction, we give him an outlet to talk about Destiny even more than he did before. He gets 2 hours instead of 1. So it's like he gets to talk even more. He gets to he gets to make up a segment in a different place now. So no, it's like it's been like so many people that we met. Like GCX next year, if it gets to happen, because again, we don't know what's going to happen in the world, but GCX next year is going to be something else because it's been long overdue. The podcast has been blown up. The number of people that we've met, the bond, what we've all been through in the past, especially couple of years as well. And and it all started because this alpha, beta, whatever you started playing the game, roaming around in Destiny 1 in the Cosmodrome and shooting tanks and doing public events and the Devil's Lair strike. And it all started there. And I'm just like, damn, it's just crazy to think about.
Is that the story of how you guys met? You guys met at GCX?
Met at GCX in what was it, 16? Because there was a big break.
You guys just started talking, or like I need to know the specifics.
Oh, you didn't know the story.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I don't know.
My perspective was kind of just what he said. Like I don't know. I was like, look, like real quick before I give you the E story, I just got to give you my backstory real quick with the Destiny 7 years love thing. Is that I was remember initially like hater of the game because I played it like a traditional game, thinking it was you start and finish, and I was done. So this is before like the Forever 30 days, and then Sinister hits me and it's like, bro, you got to do the raid, and I'm like, for what? Like I gotta, I do it, I get mesmerized. I'm like, okay, I see the potential of this game. Fog changed my life, and then I kept going. Then you have the Taken King moments and so on and so forth. And now I am like the staunch defender of the game, right?
You really
and
are.
Anyone slanders, I'm in their timeline. I'm pulling out facts. I'm pulling out this. I'm the person that's like, oh, if Destiny's such a dead game, how come it's top 10 on Xbox Live most game played, always consistent, number 2 and number 3? Like I was that dude. I end up becoming like the super fanboy, and you not gonna
Shill,
stand it.
Bungie shill.
Yeah, I was clearly I was in my bag, right? So what ends up happening was I'm like, damn, I love this game so much. I'm defending this game so much, which is weird because I was initially a hater. And then I hear about this convention, this Guardian Con, Destiny Con at the time. Destiny Con it was called back then, Tampa Bay Fairgrounds days. So I'm like, if I call myself a real Destiny fan, how could I not go to the Destiny convention? How could I not be with my brothers and sisters that share this passion of mine? So I got to do it, right? So I'm like, all right, looking at the ticks, I'm looking at it. I know no one. Like, and that's one thing about me, even King will tell you. Like, I'm a very bold person. If I'm passionate, I'll fly across the country to do something. Like, that's how. Yeah, you know.
We both. I went completely by myself. Knew not a soul. I knew some content creators. I knew Guardian Radio a little bit. I actually but yeah, it's like I knew. I literally went by myself. Had this like craptacular Airbnb single room shared it. I was like, I don't even feel great in this weird Airbnb that I'm at in Tampa. Yeah, that was weird. Anyways, continue.
Go to Tampa for nothing.
Does anyone feel great in Tampa? Like actually,
sorry to anybody who lives there.
No, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, I get the information. At the time, my resources were Guardian Radio, right, and Planet Destiny, early Planet Destiny, when Tafty and all those guys were all under one roof there. So that was my weekly Bible to get information on the game and learning about roles. Yeah, that was me. So then I fly out there. Remember, we standing that hot ass sun.
Oh, that line.
Oh God. Like I didn't know about Florida heat and humidity until I went to Tampa. So out there, I'm like, all right. So we finally get in. Big convention, everyone's geeked out. They got their, Destiny stuff on, the t-shirts and all that. I'm like, all right, I'm with my brothers and sisters. So I see the Guardian Radio booth. I'm like, oh, Bife, the homies, you know what I'm saying? I always forget my man, Mark Tarkat.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Bell,
yeah. Mesa Sean.
Mesa,
you know
and
what I'm saying?
What's the last one? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, why we blanking?
You know who I'm talking about too.
Yeah, the dad guy.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
I know.
I apologize.
If you hear this, we know you.
We know. We apologize. So anyway, so I go to that booth. So you do when you take it out. Yeah. the Guardian Radio original crew was Mark Turcotte, A-Dub, Mesa Sean, Bife was part of them. He was like in and out.
Yeah.
And then they had another
Bell Bunny, and then the scientist, and then scientist guy for NASA.
So at that time, it's Guardian Radio and Planet Destiny are like the de facto podcast information you get if you want to know about Destiny at that time. So I go over to that booth, you do your little pictures, make sure everybody. I said, all right, do my picture. So while that's going on, I see E, right? So I hear him talking or whatever. And then I think I may have introduced myself to you. I'm like,
we were both passing out business cards in the line. Yes. Everybody's waiting to get in.
Yes, you're right.
And we were both passing out business cards to say, hey, I'm a content creator, YouTuber. Right. I was small at that point too.
No, bro, you're bigger than me.
Barely, like not much.
It was 100 sub Iron Law podcast. Like we were like, bro, it was like I was in awe of E because I remember when he gave me his card and I looked at it. I was like, oh wow, you got like at least 10K, 20K at that point. At least.
Me?
I'm gonna say
I don't know.
What was you at? What were you at that time?
I'd have to honestly go back and check because it was small for
you. I was
not that big. Like
You had at least 10K at least.
I don't
At
think
least.
so. I really don't at that
It
point.
probably felt like 10K. It was probably like
Bro, whatever
1,000.
his
You're like,
number
wow,
was.
that's 10 times what I
Yeah.
have.
That might have been.
Travis,
It might have been. It might have been like 1,600 or something. You were like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, dude!"
Bro, whatever his number was, I was like, wow, that must be nice to even get to that. Like, that's insane. And he's cool with me. I was like, wow, this is awesome. So anyway, so I go around, we exchange business cards, we talk, whatever. And as we're talking about, I was like, yo, isn't this dope? Isn't this cool? Like, and then we just, shoot the shit, and then yeah, having fun. And then I remember they did it like an after party thing event, right? Then they like we go out, meet out for the drinks or something. Remember there was another
Oh yeah,
event
yeah, yep, yeah,
post convention,
yeah.
and then also that same one, Travis, you'll appreciate this. I saw IGF chat early stage.
Oh
So
yeah,
this-
I
at that
met
point,
Destin and Fran.
Destin, Sean Finnegan.
I don't know
I
if I
believe
met
it's
him there.
It was Destin. Fran Mirabella was there. It was
Yes.
Fran, Destin, and I'm gonna say it was Finnegan at the time.
If he was
I'm
there,
gonna
I didn't meet him. I only met the first two.
Chomp was there at the time. So then I go up there with my little business card. Hey, I'm Cognito. whatever. Hey, what's up? I still have the pictures. I'll put it up on Twitter. I still got the pictures of back then, early Cog, Dustin, and the crew. And I was so happy, man. I was like, oh, this is dope, kind of thing. But yeah, then from there, we went to the after party joint. We exchanged business. And then me and E, I was like, bro, like, this kid knows his destiny. It was so fun. And like I said, no game ever made me do that. And then to this day, like, obviously we start at the time, you know what I'm saying? Flashpoint.
Yeah.
I hit up E and I'm like, yo, you want to do a Destiny podcast? This is Curse of Osiris, mind you. This is literally the game is dead. Everyone's angry. F this game. And I'm just like, yo, I love this game too much. We got to fight for it, man.
Yeah.
And then we did it. We did it, man. And it was, no game is like this. It's a lot of it sometimes is just logging in and catching up with the homies. A lot of it is just the shooting mechanics, the great music. And when Destiny's good, there's nothing comparable. It literally shuts everything down for me. And I'm always going to ride for it. And we got a chance to be Bungie, Paul Tassi, Teddy, you name it. The who's who of the community have all met us, and it's been tremendous. That's why, like E is saying, like, I cannot wait for GCX. E3, please cancel, because I would like to go to GCX and say, I'm just saying E3, just, if you decide to not have E3, I wouldn't be sad, because I really want to go to GCX, and I don't like the fact that you were in the same time frame as GCX, but that's just me. But go ahead, E.
No, I mean, you covered a lot, like our history of like meeting out there, G6 and everything. But yeah, it was like you start in this beta. I have a really good friend who I'm still hang out with literally all the time locally with him. But we had a group. He worked at GameStop at the time. He had some friends. We all started raiding. Like we had like a regular Tuesday group that we'd run through. He had like 9 Galahorns before I ever got my first one. Oh my run at that was awful. But it was like, and then it got to the point where you do Taken King, and then you have Curse of Us, and then you have like Rise of Iron still being pretty good, but people start falling. Like Taken King, some people played, and then as soon as that kind of died off, people started falling off hard. And that was when it really started changing. It was after Taken King, you'd lose some. And then my friend would come back for some games and then leave, and then I'd still be playing. I was like, okay, well, what do I do in this game now? Let me solo Nightfalls just for entertainment value, just to like see if I can do these by myself. And then I was like, I sold them before like it was ever a content thing that I did. And back then it was different because modifiers and champions and all that crazy stuff now. But it was like, I still remember the Shield Brothers. I could tell you at about 180 to 190,000 damage. You put it into the first guy, he'd march out of the room. Then you'd have these guys spawn. Like, I know that I played that one so many times because it was like when I would record, when I finally got to that point, I wanted a flawless recording. So if I died, start all the way over. And I got a whole bunch of practice in those. But that was also like the first time I did that, and people appreciated, hey, I appreciate the live commentary. You're very calm when you do this. Appreciate that, like, you can keep this together. You really helped me. It's like and I guess that kind of goes into same with like teaching kickboxing and stuff like that. It's like, apparently I kind of like helping some point, some way, somehow. It's kind of part of it. And it's just one of those things that I guess works for me. I don't know if I'm always the best teacher. I'm probably a little like blunt at some points, but I was like, in general, it's been an interesting experience to see like how something I don't picture myself doing, and then all of a sudden you just start trying, and then you're meeting people, and then you go to GCX, and you have like, I remember Pyro Gaming, which I haven't even seen him that much. I know he had some like Twitter issues. He gave me like my first shout out, and I was like watching my subs. I was like, what is happening right now? Because it was just like ding, 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 ding. I was like, and they're like, hey, you know, shout out from Pyro Gaming. And I literally looked him up, reached out, you know, ended up playing with him off and on over the years and everything like that. I don't know what I was like. I know he's been doing other stuff now lately, but I was like, that was like the first shout out. And he just like, dude, this guy's got great detail in his videos. And then, you know, it jumps up from there. And then obviously for me, it's like GCX was amazing. And then Whisper for me was crazy. And it wasn't even when it first came out. Like my Whisper video was like a year late. That was the crazy part. Because when I did it is when like it came back to being a thing, and it was when I was like, I'll just try and do it now. It was when heavy ammo was like really hardly dropping at all. And it was that point where it's like, whatever YouTube magical algorithm alignment of the stars happened on that video, it went so crazy. I didn't even understand what was happening. I was on like the YouTube creator of the day. Woo! I was like, nice. So I was like, and again, the other videos they posted on there were tiny and just like, I'm like, just there's one good video and the rest of them are questionable. Why am I even here? It's like imposter syndrome the entire way through this whole thing. And it still feels like that sometimes. So it's, I don't know. It's been one of those things. I never pictured myself doing, to be on a podcast, to have, I mean, I'm the guy who didn't want to get up in front of the room and like give a presentation in class. Stage fright's hell, just nervous as can be. Like, absolutely. And then you get into this thing where you're comfortable. You've got chat that's cool, but it doesn't feel in the same way. Between this and kickboxing, nerves are, I'd probably still be a little nervous talking to like an auditorium or something at that point. But I mean, same thing. You know, you get to go on stage recently as well, but it's just like coming out of my shell and stuff. And there's just so much that is, it's stupid to say all this about a video game. As Travis, you said in the beginning, it is, you're like, this is a friggin' video game. But in turn, you think about the 7 years and what you've been through with it, what you've changed, like the people, the experiences. As you said, you flew across the country to go to a wedding. Like, there's going to be a point we meet you. We got to go visit San Francisco and hang out in your crib. So it's like, we got to get Cognito literally like crashed at my house before he went to a wedding. He's met my dogs and my wife like from this. So it's like, it's crazy. So it's like, yeah, this is like a weird nostalgia episode between like weird job day, as I said, emotional roller coaster all day. And apparently we're going to continue with that as is, but
continue the train.
Nah, listen, everything you said was perfect. And last point I'll say is like, we got to give Bungie their flowers. At the end of the day, you know, listen, we complain, we have our issues. This game has ups and downs, you know, but we have to give credit to the endurance of the game and how it continues to evolve. And still, we say it all the time, like we could complain, we could bitch, but when we see that new trailer for whatever is about to drop, and they hit it brings it all back. And one thing I love is when people come to us and say, hey, I'm thinking about, shout out to the cops, they're excited too. Yeah. But they're thinking about like, yo, I'm thinking about playing Destiny. You know, I want to let me know, like, what do you guys think? And they come to us, right? You ever notice like you end up being the spokesperson for Destiny, Trav? Like, do ever people come up to you randomly and it's just like, yo, Trav, I know you love it, right? And it's like a drug, like, hey, I was thinking about trying. But Trav,
I'm the worst person ever. I think on Bitcast, somebody who no one on that podcast plays Destiny, and somebody in the audience asked like, "Yo, what do you recommend for getting back into Destiny?" I was like, "Don't do it." And I had a whole list. I was just like, "It'll absorb your life. It's impossible. You're gonna have like 90 currencies you don't understand. Just wait for Witch Queen. Like, just don't do it." So I'm like the opposite of you, but yeah, I definitely know that situation.
Yeah, it's a great game, man. It's a great game, and I'm excited for the future. The music, the gunplay, all the stuff that we love, the dungeons, the raids, the PvP, the trials. 7 years, man. Keep on going.
I'm glad I know your story. Now I know how Osiris met Saint 14.
Oh my god. You're a savage.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Beautiful story. What the time
it would be Saint. Oh, I guess you're a Warlock, you're a Titan. It kind of writes itself, huh?
Of course.
He's
already Zavala going like this.
I'm done.
You guys seeing this?
I went through time and space to be in Tampa. Yes.
That's right. Yeah, you went through.
Created
You
the
actually
Sunshine
literally did.
Flew
Yeah.
down.
You went to sweltering, hot Tampa down there.
Hot Tampa, man. Hot Tampa.
That's right.
Salute Destiny 7 years, man. Phenomenal.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, they've got a really good website article up on the Bungie blog, just the 7th anniversary. There's some really cool concept art. You guys see like original like renders of what like Cabal areas can look like. And you can see, I remember like the subterranean areas, like I miss those and stuff. Like when you go look through, you've got really rough sketches of what Mars and the Vex look like. And, you know, hunter cloaks that don't look like that now. I think those are hunter cloaks, but they're much like bigger and sweeping. Just some very, very cool to go back and think like, yeah, I kind of recognize all this stuff. And they have the different releases in the trailers for like The Dark Below and House of Wolves. And yeah, just go back and watch some of that stuff. And if you've been playing for a while, you kind of see why we're all losing our mind when it comes to like, hey, Witch Queen, why is this such a big deal? Because they do it every time. It's big. But yeah, TWAP this week obviously touched on that one first. That was probably what I would call the biggest piece, I would say, of the TWAB, is just like breaking down. And then they got into what is coming up tomorrow. And we definitely talked about it plenty with regards to last week. Changes for trials come in. They talk about the revamp. You know, the rounds are going to be shorter. Obviously, they did mention the weapon. And this is going to be the new legendary linear fusion rifle. We know those are in a really good spot right now. Particle Deconstructor. This one is called Reed's Regret. And it is a stasis, packing some stasis damage, apparently. But if it's a linear fusion rifle, is it going to be in the kinetic slot or the heavy slot?
It'd be heavy, right?
I would think so.
I would think.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're right, because they said stasis weapons would be
if it's
all
stasis,
kinetic.
it might. You're right.
Yo, I didn't think. It'll be interesting. There's a chance,
if it's
right?
a legendary linear fusion, that could be like kind of important just to try and get 3 wins.
Are there any legendary?
Well, there's
any fusion?
There's Arbalest in the kinetic, but it's exotic.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
But I don't think there's any linear fusion rifles in any special slot unless they're exotic, right?
No, it shows it as a power weapon. So I mean,
okay.
But it is.
Yeah.
It's funny, which I agree with you saying, E, because I remember, didn't they make the statement that all stasis weapons would be in the kinetic slot? So it is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Well, we already have a stasis power weapon.
I mean, we do. Well, that's the difference. It's the grenade launcher. But that one is actually, that's the one that actually shoots the ice crystals. This is just like stasis linear fusion. And I kind of like, when it was in the kinetic, I could kind of understand it's not like stasis bullets. It's got more of the stasis perks. This one isn't specifically going to be, it's got like, you know, the curated has headstone on it, which you know everybody wants. You got a chance at Vorpal, firing line, rampage, clown cartridge, triple tap. I mean, you've got some really good options, especially like you get Vorpal on a heavy already.
I am
Vorpal on a linear is definitely going to be a good thing for sure.
This is definitely gonna get me into that match made playlist that used to be called Trials. I'm very excited.
Wow. Anyway, we did all that last week. But yeah, it's like Trials is, you know, you're going to have, the passages are going to be different. You've got the different wins, the 7-win challenge, the weekly bounties are gone. You've got the ranking system. The rounds are going to be shorter. Crossplay is going to be enabled. And you've also got the different barriers. You've got the paywall. You have to own Beyond Light. So hopefully that's going to limit a lot of the cheaters. Battle Eye is already putting in some work, which they've mentioned. It's not like, you know, full swing, but they've definitely already had some work done from Battle Eye. You've got the going after account recoveries. You've got the win trading. Some of that stuff's harder to track, but alone, you have to own Beyond Light. It is not free to play anymore. And I think that one piece alone is going to be a big detriment to cheaters, because how many times are you going to spend $40 just to try and earn it back if you get caught? Like, what's the like? How many times are you potentially going to get burned before it kind of screws you? And that's where I'm hoping. Same thing why like Battlefield hopefully doesn't have cheaters. If it's a full $60-$70 game, hopefully it's the same boat. But I mean, that's it. I'm gonna try it this weekend. Now, granted, I also want to play the New World beta, but we'll see where my time goes.
Getting in that
because I can click and say launch.
It's gonna slide into that casual playlist.
Gonna slide into that casual match made action. Whether I win or lose. Yeah. Yeah, whether I win.
Isn't it awesome they like catered to you that you actually got to play a mode and they went to play?
This casual Destiny schlub over here who really just, has PvP segments where he's got to get some help. We'll have to bring new. I swear if Ascendant Nomad comes back on, Travis is going to lose his mind. Because those,
we gotta get Nomad,
Nomad back for trials. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna hang my headphones on the microphone, hit record, and then listen back to it later. Because this is, you guys are just gonna give me like a school session, but I'm gonna have to take notes later.
I'm very excited, man. I'm excited. Trials is my favorite casual game. It's like Trials and then Angry Birds. I think if I had to.
Oh my god!
We are not gonna allow him to take this great moment from us. But let me ask you this real quick, serious question.
Just Dance is somewhere.
Just Dance in Trials.
Just Dance is serious work, man. Come on.
It is harder than Trials for sure.
Trials gonna be lit this week. It's gonna be fun. But let me ask you this though, real question. With the fusion, I know we talked about that. Reed's Regret?
Yes.
Did you see the flavor text, sir? I thought that was interesting. That's the first thing I would ask you.
Trust me, Savathun as Osiris.
So I can't read that lower tab. But now, let me ask you, what role y'all going for? Because I'm looking at that final perk. You got the Headstone, right? You got Rampage. You got Firing Line, which was always used to be good, and you got Vorpal. So which one y'all going for? Which reads you going fast? Now, can you educate me, Trav? Why I haven't messed around with Headstone too much. So why does everyone go crazy for it? What is the big benefit that people love it so much?
Yeah, one sec. I don't want to misquote this because I'm really bad at remembering the verbiage for precision final blows, spawn a stasis crystal at the victim's location.
Why is this so important, everybody?
Well, you know what stasis crystal. Well, I guess it depends what class you're playing. What do warlocks use them for? I actually don't know.
I do Shadebinder a lot though for stasis though. I do.
But it's not gonna be. I know a lot of hunters probably use it for the slam. You can still do, shatter dive.
As a Titan, why are you excited for Headstone rolls? I'm curious.
I think.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's more like making the crystals that you can use to shatter, therefore to kill other people. I think is the general idea. That's why people liked it in Peace Bond of the sidearm. That was where people started seeing it first, and you could get that kill with Headstone. You get a final blow, you spawn a stasis crystal, and then if you can shoot that and shatter it, you already weaken anybody around you, depending on the radius. I think that's what they were using it for. I never got a Peace Bond with it. I had a decent amount of drops on that one with my token. Still never got one with Headstone, so I couldn't even tell you. But I know it definitely seemed to propagate. I'm sure a Cool Guy. I know he did a video on it. I need to check it out.
Cool Guy got one. Oh, we got to get Cool Guy back. He's been on fire.
Yeah, he moved.
Yeah, so my reason for Headstone is that right now I've sort of been in a sliding mood where especially if you play the Stasis subclass, to me that's the main advantage that you get is the increased mobility on the Titan because the slide is so much better. And with the added slide, you can slide through crystals, and the more crystals you have, the more damage you do and all that stuff. But honestly, that's not even really the main reason. The main reason is that Headstone is a rarer perk, and I already feel like I have a million guns that have Kill Clip and Rampage and Outlaw and all that stuff, and I just want to have a different gun. It really comes down to that. It's I don't have that many guns with them, so that's the one I'm going to go for.
I think I might go for either triple tap Vorpal. I think I'm going for triple tap Vorpal or Clown Crotch. We'll see. But what about you, E? What are you going? You going for the Headstone joint?
I'd like to have one on it, so we'll see. But again, if I can get one drop, I'll just be happy with that. For me, depending on if I'm going to use it in a PvE situation.
Yeah, what you going for?
Vorpal's good for damage on bosses. Harmony and Adagio are weird. I'm still getting a feel for those. Harmony, actually I was messing around because I had one with it. It's if you get a kill with this and you switch over, you get extra damage from it.
Yes, very good with the kinetic shotgun I'm using right now, Fractus, whatever.
Fractus or whatever it's called, yeah.
That.
If you get a kill with one and you switch, you've got that, and it hangs for a little bit. So I was I don't know how S tier that perk is per se, but just in theory, kill a little guy, and then you want to go put extra damage into a boss, kill a basic enemy, switch, and then you pop out more damage already with Particle Deconstructor. It's got potential to add. Now, granted, is Vorpal gonna have damage on a boss all the time? Yes. So is that a good one to go for? 100%. Triple tap as well to save it. Clown cartridge wouldn't be a bad backup. Something like that is like quick draw, maybe like hip fire. Hell no. Triple tap clown cartridge probably going to be pretty good. Accuracy and stability with heating up. So I mean that's final blows. If you're starting to pop head, that's always the thing about like certain things like sniper rifles. I'm not going to pop a lot of heads for me, at least. And again, in PvP, maybe you do, so more power to those. But I was like, in PvE especially, heating up is kind of useless to me on something like this. Because I'm not going to linear fusion a lot of little guys
I agree.
to go for it. So something from, triple tap, clown cartridge would be good. Liquid coils for the higher impact, not going to hurt anything. Vorpal, Harmony would be interesting. Headstone would like to see. I'll probably get Celerity and Quick Draw and just shoot myself in the face. So it's
You get Celerity twice.
Yeah, Celerity to go in the bushes.
Celerity and Celerity.
Oh, God.
That'll be your roll.
That'll be your roll. Let me ask you, have any of y'all got that? What is it? Adagio roll? How anybody been playing around with that?
Got it. What did I use it on?
Which one's that?
After defeating a target. Sorry.
Go.
Jinx. This weapon fires, charges, or draws more slowly and deals increased damage for a brief time. So I've got one on, say, like the Ionic Dracona, like the really slow fusion rifle. But if like I switch over, it's slow, but it hits hard. I will definitely say, after doing like fusion rifle testing the other day, the high impact like 1,000 charge time is a long time. By the way, when you charge that thing up, it takes a while to fire. But if you can switch after defeating a target, fires. No, that's the one you got to defeat it with that target. So that one's like you get a kill and then it fires slower. So that one wouldn't be bad on like a bow, actually, because I think I've got that on the new bow. So if you get a kill with a normal one and then you want to output more damage on something else, you could stack that one. But again, you compare that. Do you want that or do you want Rampage, where you do more damage and fire at the same speed? Right. So it's weird. It's like I don't know. I can't decide. I've messed around, but I can't decide.
It's interesting, because I want to know what the stats on Adagio is, as far as it like stronger than like a Rampage ×2 once it's procced. It does last long. It does last for a longer couple of seconds. And Harmony, I'm starting to love, because once you get Vex, bro, you throw Vex in and you have that kinetic shot I was telling you about. I got one with the Harmony. So I just get a Vex kill, switch, and off the switch, it already is ramped up in Harmony with the extra damage, and it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. So I actually starting to get into those little perks, but I gotta mess around with the one y'all talk about, Headstone. I haven't really. I think I got the piece.
I think it was only on the Peace Bond sidearm, and I didn't get Headstone on it, so I haven't been able to even try it.
Yeah, I got it on it.
I don't think I have any guns that have it. I've been wanting to try it for a long time.
GK Bowels in chat was basically saying if you use it with your fragment, you'll get like stasis energy back. So like it's refreshing your grenades pretty constantly. So it's like more of a synergy thing, I think, when it comes to Headstone, break the crystals, that type of stuff. I think it's more about the synergy of other stuff.
I'll get my stasis build going. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Yeah, you of all people, the Warlocks are in a good position right now.
Seriously.
Yeah, with Shadebinder for sure.
Oh, you've Headstone on the, what is it, the Velpicula, the hand cannon? Apparently it can roll. I just haven't had it drop yet at all, so.
What it can roll with.
Someday I'll get to try it. But yeah, that is tomorrow. So, I mean, we actually get to experience this new version. We're going to see what this is. Next week's going to be a very interesting chat. Also, next week we have Tassie on. So, between if we get any interesting story beats, we get an exotic, and we've got the trials debate. Now you can take your fire team chat debate, and now you can have the encore.
I got Tassie on my side. Chat is finished.
He's on the wrong side of history, and all these non-PvP mains telling me what trial should be. Get out of here. That's all I have to say.
I love it. I love it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
But yeah, it's kind of a light week. We hashed on so much the last 2 weeks. We had 6 hours worth of podcasts the 2 previous weeks. Did. So it was like, I was honestly gonna say at this point, like, we've got trials coming up, cover the 7 years of Destiny, kind of cover the showcase. I don't honestly have a huge ton of stuff. Do you guys have anything you wanted to discuss that I may have mentioned?
Well, with trials I did, we got obviously the changing, obviously the rounds from the win rounds to the challenges, which is big, right? Each round is going to start with fresh special ammo. We got that, And then there was a little tidbit. Obviously, we got the paid expansion part. Oh yeah, what's this? All right, we got the restricted camera, so no sword peeking
Yep.
stuff, right? But then it says restricted and load screen hint to trials, elimination, and showdown. I was like, what the hell is that? You caught that line?
Is it talking about like the load in screen? Are they getting rid of it?
Yeah, it was a weird. I just want to maybe I read it incorrectly.
Where is it at? Because I'm actually
all right. So crossplay at the towards the final bullet
added
points.
third person camera, restricted tooltip, and load screen hint to trials, elimination. Oh, maybe the load screen says that you're restricted in third person, so it actually tells you in game. Because not everybody reads the articles, so then it might say, "Hey, third person things are restricted, like sword ammo. You have to have ammo to be third person, and then emotes. Obviously, it might just flat out say it."
Right.
So that might be what it says, just to give you an update, because some people might just jump into trials or elimination or showdown and not be aware of the changes. I think that might be a thing. So
And
that's I kind of missed. I didn't catch that.
now the thing I got for Trav obviously was I saw Fallout tweet. It was in reference to the crossplay requirement. It must be enabled, right? So the reason why I had it because I did have my experience with some PvP this week, just getting ready. Shout out to my boy Hans Gretel. He's on Iron Podcast Clan, but on the PC side. So now we've been playing more. So I was jumping in some crossplay matches with him, right? And I will say the level was different because now I'm in the PC pool, right? So because remember when you PC guy plays with an Xbox guy, I am now in the PC pool. And I noticed while the matches were going, I was the only one that had Xbox logo next to the Steam logo.
Oh yeah, you got dragged into hell, buddy.
Oh boy, it was spicy. It was spicy. I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life, but it was interesting on that level. So I wanted to get your thoughts, obviously, with the enabling of it. Just clearly going to affect anybody who plays with a PC guy. Stadia guys, they play with console guys, correct?
Yes, correct.
Correct. Yep. Okay, all 5 of you. So it'll be interesting to see what's up. But yeah, man, just how did you feel about that, Chad? Like now that the crossplay is enabled to participate in trials.
Yeah. I hope so. My reading of that was that crossplay has to be enabled, as in you have to have like set up your Bungie account and all that stuff. It won't let you in if you're still on the old way of doing things. Not that you have to be playing with the same pool of people who are playing on PC. That was my reading of it. And I hope I'm right, because if your crossplay has to be enabled between everyone, then we're gonna have some problems, because I specifically do not play trials on PC because of cheaters, even though I could play it with a controller. I think it's fine. Yeah, if crossplay has to be enabled, I don't think. I mean, it sounds like their old way of doing matchmaking is basically dying off. Like they're at a certain point, you're not going to be able to not have a Bungie name and all that stuff. So this doesn't seem like it's that big of a. But if I'm misreading it and they're saying that I have to play with PC players, then it's a huge deal, and I hate it.
No. I was like, I think all they're basically saying is probably just when you log in for the first time, you got to make your Bungie name. They already described crossplay as like console is the big console pool. PC is there. If you pair with anyone on PC, you're going to the PC pool. You have left console space. I think that's pretty much it. So mostly, I think it's just going to be as they kind of describe crossplay as working as it is already. I don't expect that to be a huge change. I will be curious though. For example, if like Cog and I want to play, and all of a sudden he jumps in with me on like PC, gonna be like, sorry in advance, but here we go.
It's gonna be. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to my boy Hans. I love you, but I was like, I don't know if like for you the homie, so I will do it for you. Right.
I'm glad I'm glad I'm top tier. Yeah.
You're a special case. You know what I'm saying? Like again, say 14 on
like, all right, Ebontis wants to play. I'll go. Yeah.
I'll go for E. I will sacrifice hell and high water. I will deal with everything to bring back my guy. But all my other clanmates, man, I think I'm gonna have to put y'all on a PvE time. Y'all on PvP time out. PvE, yo, strikes, nightfalls, raids. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's up? But man, it was rough playing Glory with him. Oh my God, I was getting my head pinched. I started to realize different metas and I was like, oh my god, what's the shotgun? The tail, the dead man's tail. I was getting my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead Man's
They have a
Tale, yeah.
completely different meta there. That's the other thing that is
The
rough. Like
meta, the-
I almost
Yeah,
so since my entire clan is on PC, I almost have to have a separate loadout for when I'm playing with them.
yes.
So we did Iron Banner last week, and I mean we steamrolled every single team we played against, but like it was I forgot, like, damn, I have to like reconfigure my brain because I was doing that before when the platforms were separate. Anytime I would play, I played a lot of Trials on PC, and you know, I'm not afraid of playing against PC players that aren't cheating. It's really just the cheaters that gets me because, but the metas are different, and playing on controller on PC is also different than playing controller on console, and so you really have to like understand which weapons have recoil and how bad it is on PC versus console and all that stuff. And I just don't want to have to think about that. I actually haven't tested that out yet, so I have to see if that's changed.
Yeah,
but,
I tested out. I did.
yeah.
I did a whole bunch of matches. I barely could complete the 7-win card for the glory joint, but I got it done. But yeah, different metas, the precise sliding, the weapons. You know which are on PC were a higher meta. Like I was getting my head pitched. I had to be very respectful. And I went with a super sweaty build. I went with Arc Buddy to Snitch where they was at. Warlock Arc Buddy bottom tree Stormcaller. To kind of let me know where they were at, and that was very helpful because they just, to me, they were just moving like the calculations were faster, bro. I was like, yo, it was a level. I was like, okay, I had to get used to it. So that was the adjustment. But other than that, I'm excited to get back in, man. I'm excited to get back in. I know, Chav's a little concerned, and rightfully so. We'll see how it plays out, but I am just, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped that the mode and people are gonna play it. And I got you. Whenever you jump in there, you won't get that little, couple of wins. We'll get it.
Just to clarify,
Mhm.
I think all the changes they're making to Trials are going to be good, except for matchmaking. So I still think the experience is going to be drastically improved to what it was before, especially because crossplay is a thing. I just think matchmaking is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will agree with me by this time next week because it's going to be sloppy out there.
Oh, no. It's gonna be lit because I've been playing with console people the majority of the time with my Elite controller that has my dynamic latency input. I'm very excited right now. So my experience is gonna be lit. Oh, I don't even worry about you. You out here scared for no reason. It's gonna be lit.
Aren't you going to matchmake it? Are you gonna hop in the matchmaking playlist?
I'll do both. I want to try it just for for science. We got to see, right? We got to see what it is, and then let's be honest. For me, there's always that time where, like, our team, our clan, is predominantly PvE, right? So there's like a very subset that is hardcore trials, right? And that's more so to get everybody on at the same time and in my schedule. So it is going to be an advantage to me to say, hey, nobody's on. I want to still do trials. Let me see how this is.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good, social experiment for science.
I'll only be doing matchmaking this weekend.
Elitist. See.
How's that elitist? I'm showing you my accessibility.
I'm doing
Accessibility.
GK Bowls, Arc Buddy, Getaway Artist, no time. Yeah, that's super PC. That's my anti-PC loadout. Yes, that's my joint. You actually stitched me out. I actually run Arc Buddy, Getaway Artist, no time to explain. So it's giving me the data. Where they at? They here? Okay, they there. Love it. Let's go. That's all I got.
The light show. Light week. Yeah. We had a whole lot of nostalgia. Hit the feels pretty hard in the beginning. PlayStation blew it up. I've been on an emotional roller coaster. But I mean, it is light week. No major crazy story beats happened. Next week might be busy. We're going to go back to the Shattered Realm. We're going to see the first one. Now we kind of know what to expect with all our new abilities. There's a lot more explanation there. Potentially, we got the exotic quest next week. Maybe if the timing's right. Fourth one, Portal. I feel like we've got to.
So we can break those rocks, right? We got to get it. That's my
I feel like that would be right. Yeah, you do the quest, then you can go through the next 3 weeks breaking all the rocks. And then my assumption is probably for the catalyst, there's going to be a collection of either Ascended Anchors, chests, enigmatic chests, whatever it is. There's something in each one of those places behind those walls that we've got. We're going to have to be able to get to all of them. So I think that's like, some people right now is like, why do you have to get all the anchors? Why do you have to do all this other stuff? And I'm like, I've got a feeling you're going to need to. So you may as well just do it now. So
got a super chat from
Shout out to
What was it
Vagabondo
called?
with the $5 super chat. Just wanted to say how this podcast is taking me back to some of the Steams before the last word wasn't called the last word. Hashtag
What was it
Flashpoint.
called?
It was called Flashpoint.
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 Yeah. That was the old joint. Yeah, remember? Every week, Bungie.
You guys talked about that old TV show on ABC, Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've been rocking with this thing a while. And I forgot to even mention, like, when we talk about history with Bungie in 7 years, like, Iron Lord's podcast wouldn't exist without Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Literally. Like, literally, Iron Lord's podcast is based off Rise of Iron DLC.
Yeah.
We literally just jack the name, so to speak, right? It became Iron Lords. And then the whole, just everything, you know, that led around that time. Because it was like that. And Game of Thrones was going on, so the whole Lord stuff, and you know, Saladin, and it was a time. You had to be there. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those. Destiny is literally responsible. Without Destiny, Iron Lord podcast does not exist. Straight up.
Yeah.
And yeah, salute to.
I was like, the Iron Lords podcast doesn't exist, and you've been on 1,200 guest podcasts. That wouldn't happen. Now you're in Last Stand Media.
Wouldn't be on
doing
Last
Fighting
Stand
Duke.
Media, probably.
I was
Yeah.
like, literally, one
Literally.
game has changed lives.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, Fireteam chat, like, bro, like,
Oh, man.
you for the first time chat, like E being on DCP was like, I was so proud of him. I was like, he got us all a fight jacket. When you get bronze, then you get a little. What's the artist? What's her name? She just does a thing. So that
haven't been on it yet, Cog?
No,
I'm surprised.
Hey, I shoot my shot. I'm not ashamed to say I would love the opportunity. Like that is one thing that E has. I'm like, damn, I'm so jealous, but I'm proud of my boy. But for me, my Hall of Fame jacket was yours. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like,
You are like, you got a little muted there.
Oh, okay, can you hear me?
Because his mic is cropping out his high pitched voice. When
Yeah.
he goes,
But I was getting hyped.
Yeah.
Bro, like 5T got the call. I was like, yo, this is so dope. So that was mine. You know what I mean? Like the Pinnacle podcast that you've been watching for so long, and obviously Dustin and everything. I meet Travis for the first time. I'm like, oh, this guy's dope. It's cool, man. This game has brought so much opportunities, and we've met so many people. But real quickly, your experience. I got to give you your roses on that one. Like the DCP.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that was.
I can't
I
remember.
got him on Fireteam chat too.
Yeah,
I
he got-
used my power
Yeah,
word
he got-
for that set of episodes I got to host while Destin was out. I was like, I'm gonna get my buddies on. Come on, let's get around. Get on the show, buddy.
It's like, hey, you got anything going on like in an hour? I'm like, I'm there. It was short notice or whatever, and I was like, it's fine with me. I'll take the spot. So it was you, me, and Tassie, right? And I was like, well, this is like half a crew I've seen before. I was like, there were no nerves. I wasn't on there with like, you know, I wasn't on there with Destin or anybody. It was just like, I was like, this is like the last word, just on a different label. So it was very easy chat.
I'll get Destin on this show one of these days. I
Yes,
just need to
please.
wait for him to stop having an infant child.
Yeah, he's got to get a little less busy. But yeah, DCP was legit because, I mean, yeah, the other pieces like Ash does her art and the way she did the cheetah for me. And that was like my face reveal because I actually hadn't done my face at that point on camera.
Split with the
There was like a
Leviathan.
couple people who had probably seen me do it on one stream, probably literally a year and a half before that happened. Like almost in early, I was like, oh, should I not? And then I was like, nah, I just won't. I didn't do it in the YouTube videos, but there was probably like one random stream out there with it, but most people had never seen it. And then she was like, here's the cheetah armor, here's the face. And then like I start the podcast and then I like talk to me for a little bit and then I turn it on. It was, yeah, DCP was, and that's again, like those are people from Planet Destiny, now DCP Live, watching them forever. So, I mean, that was really cool. They're a ton of fun too. And it's just always, how many podcasts are about one game?
Oh, I've been watching them for so long, bro. When they from the Planet Destiny, like I remember Holtzman was a big influence on me. Like I would live for his like weapon reviews. Obviously, Cactus has been. I just think about like all the content creators I follow and then got a chance to meet, and then I think about all the people that we've had on Last Word who you've introduced me to that I didn't even really know about and how awesome they are. You know what I mean? Like we had Bungie on too, right? Let's be honest, right?
We had
You know?
Composer.
Shout out to the homie Sky.
Thank you. Yeah, so Sky Lewin on, talking to him. I mean, but yeah, I was like sitting at GCX. I was talking to Nine Hydras for a while. picking her brain for a while, talking to, I think his name's Danny. Like, just, I mean, I could sit there and talk to those guys. I met Blake. I met
Deej in his head.
I got to shake Deej's hand. That was yeah, but it's like I met Blake at the bar. I'm trying to think who else I met. One's not there anymore. But yeah, I was like, man, GCX, I cannot wait.
Pinnacle.
Oh, Adam, hell yeah. Adam Pinnacle, yeah.
Pinnacle.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter if you want puns, dude. His are fantastic.
Hilarious. Remember when he was asking us about a Gambit? And what
Yeah,
versus
what we
Gambit
liked about
Prime,
it.
which one should go? He
Yeah.
kind of hinted it was gonna go.
Yeah.
One of them. Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yep.
So Mesa, like so many people, man. And we got to bring Jar. We had Jar. But listen, the community's amazing. And like CB, Red Queen, the list goes on.
Yep.
So many dope people in this community that's just been awesome. And because of this damn game.
Yeah. There's artists who have careers. They're just careers have been paid. Like it's
Fife, Mylan.
Fife.
Damn.
Yeah.
We done did it, man.
Firing range now with all of those
just
guys.
the beginning.
Because now you got Fallout, Cool Guy, Drewski, Kimmy Cakes, and why am I forgetting one? Oh, Merc. Mercules had him on here.
Yeah, Merc.
Spreadsheet Master. And then you had old Crucible Radio with like Bones and stuff long time ago. No, yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back through the list because I know I'm missing way too many. Our 4-hour show with OB Katie Cat. Like right at the end.
Yeah. A lot of people, super excited. We got to get Send It On My Back for Trap just so I can see them geek out on PvP.
Oh, yeah, they're going to go absolutely insane. I'm just going to have to like record it and just kind of like listen, take notes. I'll be over here with my notepad writing so I can take all these notes and then I can just have so much slander come my direction.
I got a question for Trav. I never asked him this. What was the first time you kind of came across us and heard us? I'm very curious, like how that, because I know we got Teddy as a link. That's one of our links. But I'm just curious, like when did you come across us?
Yeah, because we all
I knew Teddy before I knew you guys, but I'd never met Teddy in person. Teddy and I had just been in each other's orbit and not seen each other. I honestly think, Cog, I think I just met you on Fireteam chat. So I'm kind of weird, especially for a Destiny guy. I don't watch any shows. I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch any Twitch streamers. So like I make content that I would never consume. Like I would never watch a show. Fireteam chat is the one show I watch, but only because I worked with all those guys and I knew them. So it was like I was hanging out with friends. Like I listened to some of IGN shows, but yeah, I think I just met you on Fireteam chat. And
that was our first time.
I was like, this guy. I was like, yeah, I think it was the first time I'd heard of you at all. And I just remember my takeaway from that was that you had a really good laugh and you were funny to hang out with. And that's something you're always looking for when you do podcasts and stuff, is because like some people are just not that interesting, and that's never a good time. You know, I've talked to just people who just don't have a lot to say, and it's never good. So I was like, oh, he's on my mind. And then I think you or E reached out to me and had me on the show, and it was love at first sight.
Oh, bro, that's it. When they were like, bring him back. Remember E? They was like, we love when Travis is on. Yeah, bring him back.
I'm very surprised to hear that, considering that I think the first 20 minutes I was talking about Star Wars. I was telling you guys the McClunky origins. I think that was our
but we had to get
long segment.
We had to get the McClunky though. I mean, that you literally say every time you're on Fireteam chat. I'm like, all right, now we got to know.
I immediately insulted E by telling him that he looked like Dallas as a human. And remember that? Remember the cowboy boots thing? Yeah. I was like, they're never gonna have me back. Talk about Star Wars for 20 minutes. Call Dallas. Yeah, that was just. I was like, yeah, they're never gonna have me back. But yeah, works out. I like hanging out with you guys. Obviously, I give you guys like 3 hours of my time every week. So
appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you fit in. You fit in, and it's cool to see us grow. And sky's the limit. We still got more things to do. I still love doing this, and yeah, man, I'm excited. Destiny, Witch Queen, peak stuff coming. We're gonna have more talks, debates. One of the funnest moments I've had E was I always like when we have our fights.
Oh, when you and I get into it, yeah, it's like the big one. Yeah, when it was.
I don't think
So-
I've been here for one of those. I
No,
really
the-
want to
the
see the
last
fight.
big one was sunsetting. That was the
Sunsetting.
biggest one we've had,
We're
probably.
really mad at each other.
Oh, and he hated me because I joked about it the week before Luke Smith dropped the bomb that it was coming. The week before on the podcast, I was like, because sunsetting, rolling stuff out, like getting rid of some things. He's like, oh, that's a horrible idea. Bam. He's like, can you not talk to Luke Smith, please? For the love of God, don't get rid of my stuff. He was so mad.
It was like, yo, Trav, it felt like
I
everything
still think it was a good idea.
No, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it was just funny looking back at it in retrospect because of how opposed I was. And it felt like every suggestion E made, the following TWAB, it would be in there. And I'm like, I can't stand him right now. They're listening to his foolishness and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So it was just this funny knockdown, drag out. And like those are the moments, man. Those
New
are the
Red
moments.
says, remember Picky Food. I'm like, that's daily for me.
Food.
That hasn't changed.
When we roasted
Oh my
him on
god!
the condiments.
I need to roast him on that more. That's unfathomable to me, but hilarious.
Can't wait, man. E3, please cancel. I would like to go to GCX.
Yeah, you guys are going to be like, all right, let's watch him order his burger.
Yeah,
Tune
because
in.
I want to just, I want to go back to the Leviathan Hotel. Have our
The thing is
food.
massive, yeah.
Bro, it's
Yeah, Rosenschigel Creek
Leviathan
is...
Hotel. That's
It is
terrible.
like you've got all the rooms, you've got like 6 restaurants still indoors, pool connected outside, still keep walking, connects to giant convention hall, and it's all indoors and connected, which is pretty much the only way to do that for Tampa because it's sweaty as hell. But I was just like, yep,
Yeah.
that
Still
wins.
got that video where we did it live with the bad lighting on the
On like the porch of the patio, yeah, of the
with
pool,
the
yeah.
palm trees in the back. It was
Bad
seated.
audio, bad sound. Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it was our first though. It was hot.
Yeah.
Love at first sight, man. We got it. Another podcast. And Trav, I'm ready. It's gonna be
This
lit.
is my favorite episode of this show.
Yeah, feels the friend game.
Got the
Just
yep.
a rom-com with a third guy just watching it happen. That's this episode.
This episode is called The Last Word, The Third Wheel.
That's right.
Man, on that note, we are right at about 2 hours and we have definitely been in our feels bag probably about as much as we need to be. So at this point, we can work on wrapping this thing up. Travis, you got anything you can talk about or anything you're working on? I know you just dropped some stuff for World War Z, but
Yeah. I did just drop some stuff, but I'm already working on my next review. I am reviewing a game called I Am Fish. It is from the makers of I Am Bread. This time, instead of bread that you are a fish instead. It is an insane game made by insane people, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And yeah, other than that, you can find me on Twitter. I do a show on Sunday mornings called Bitcast now with Ains and some old guy whose name I forget. Just kidding. His name's Dan. I just hate him. And yeah. And to you, E, I would just like to say congratulations on stepping into the next part of your life, and never forget the time-proven words of the stranger: all ends are beginnings.
Deep.
fair enough.
Deep. In depth. Okay.
Remember that? Ending
Mhm.
credit and then
yeah.
last cutscene of Vanilla D1 Camp.
Vanilla D1.
Classic.
Man, way back in the feels there. This is the nostalgia episode, so I guess it makes sense.
It really is. Yeah.
What about you, Cog? We got how many podcasts do I need to find you in the next week that are gonna be? Well, I guess it would depend on if you were subscribed to Last Stand Media's Patreon, how many more you'd have. But overall, how many do I get to watch you on this week?
4. So yeah, we got obviously Defining Duke that just went live. We recorded yesterday. It should be up now. Where Mr. Matty plays. Amazing content creator, some fun. We talked about actually finally got a chance to meet him in real life. Obviously based on the Last Stand Media event that we just did, which was awesome. Yeah, good show. Check that out if you want what's going on, the latest in Xbox and stuff like that. And then I got a chance to cast with the mayor of Butler, PA, my man Ben Smith. We did a great 12-minute spoiler cast. If you're interested, very polarizing game.
I gotta check that out at some point.
Yeah, very interesting, and the creativity of the game is interesting, and what you discover is very controversial. So check that out. That's Define and Duke Ultimate, and then obviously ILP returns this Sunday. Fresh new time, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Get it in before the football.
The Lord's been the knee to the 49ers and the rest of the NFL.
Oh, is that really the reason? That's hilarious.
Oh, he changes the time for football, yeah. Yeah, Cognito and I are also from nowhere near each other and both 49er fans and not even remotely near that state.
I was like, oh, he's a 49er fan?
Yeah, we're both 49er fans.
Wait,
which is...
you guys are both 49er fans?
Yes.
So am I. Well, I live here, so.
Let's go. I'm about to buy a 3-person emote from Bungie.
I mean, of course I'm a 49ers fan. I live, I live in San Francisco, so. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But I mean, you grew up what? You grew up towards like LA, though, right?
No, I was born in Oakland. I grew up in the Bay Area. So
okay. You could have been a Raiders fan. That was all I'm saying. You could have been Raiders.
I went to Raiders games as a kid, but I was like, nah. I always associated more with
ready to go.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, big time. I've been to Candlestick before as well. I've been to the old Candlestick before
Santa Clara. That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that was before that was there. Yeah, man, we'll talk 49 stories for sure. But that's dope. Yeah. Now it's even a better. It was meant to be.
Perfect.
Now it's been cemented. Now we got to get the. Now we got to get the Greedo with the tie.
The Greedo with the tie. I know we're about to wrap up the podcast, but now I have to know how you guys are 49ers fans. Like,
so
how did that happen?
I moved all over the place, but when I kind of came of the age of being aware of like getting into football, I lived in Sacramento. So I lived in Sacramento. There's no team there, so closest one to me, and it was literally during Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Steve Young. It was that trio going on when I got into football. I'm like, well, of course. And then I moved to Texas, and literally like the Cowboys always met the 49ers in the NFC Championship. So if you're a 49ers fan at all, you can't be a Cowboys fan typically because those are going to go against each other. So I moved here and I was like, screw it, I'm staying a 49ers fan. And I stuck all the way through living in like 4th through 12th grade in Dallas. And nope, still not going to be a Cowboys fan. So yeah, I've been as long as I know.
Yeah, similar.
Good man.
Yeah, mine was different. It was that in sports, the only New York team, my first team of all was the Mets, right? And if you're a Mets fan in baseball, they're just like the Bad News Bears. They're just the most, they'll lose in the most embarrassing, heart-crushing ways known to man, right?
Oh, I know.
So as a Met fan, I remember it now getting into football. I'm like, wow, I'm kind of like I'm learning the game. I'm getting older, and I'm starting to learn. And I was like, ooh, what's this team with the red and gold uniforms? They look cool, right? And I just started watching them. And mentally in myself, it must have been something subconscious, like, I'm never doing a New York team again after the pain the Mets put me through, right? So I'm never going to be a Giants fan. And actually, I definitely can't be a Giants fan because I remember, I was like, who's this Joe Montana everyone's all crazy about? And then I watched Giants versus Niners in a playoff game, and Lawrence Taylor knocked out Joe Montana in the game, and they won. And I was hurt. I was like, oh no, they knocked out the guy that I came to see. I don't like that. So I didn't like the Giants. The Jets are just, to me, the Mets in football.
Yeah.
So I just like, I cannot be. I've already got the Mets. I don't need your evilness, karma, and that was that. And then so surprisingly, even though I'm a Niners fan, most people assume I'm like hardcore Joe. I'm actually a Steve Young fan because when I started watching and becoming knowledgeable, Steve Young took over. I'm like, why does everybody hate him? This guy's amazing. Like left-handed, could scramble. I was like, this guy's like amazing. Like, I get it. So I was the Niner fan that defended Steve Young. We were like, but he never won. He'll never beat Joe Montana. So 94 will forever be the magical year for me because the guy that had the monkey on his back that no one said could ever compare wins that Super Bowl. I followed that team all the way through from the very beginning. So yeah. And I stay loyal. I just was like, I'm not, even during the bad years, the Alex Smith years, all the terrible coaches, Singletary, all of them.
They've been bad for a while. And then we had we've had a couple
Then we
good
had the
years
Harbaugh
more
era.
recently,
Yeah.
like with Harbaugh and like a little bit.
Yeah,
but it's like,
we got to the Super Bowl like twice in the past decade or
yeah,
whatever.
but
Like,
before, like there was
it's not been
20 years of
terrible.
like kind of garbage for a bit. Yeah.
Of pain.
Yeah,
of
it's been tough.
pain. So I still love
Good
it,
for
but
you guys for sticking around. I don't really have a choice, so
I got to go to the new one though. I haven't been to what's it, Santa
Yeah,
Clara.
Santa Clara.
you should.
Yeah,
Well,
I
when
gotta,
you guys come stay here, we'll go together.
We'll have to,
No
yeah, we'll have
doubt.
to figure out a, see if
Do my
there's a
pilgrimage.
Fast 10 49ers football game weekend crazy fast, all that together in one, and then we'll be like, all right, that's enough nerding out.
Yep. No facts. But yeah, I got to do it.
I've
And
actually
obviously,
never been to an NFL game though. Yeah.
Bro.
Wow,
Oh,
it's
no.
I was like, yeah,
yeah. It makes other sports look really like, well, except for hockey, but it makes other
Yeah.
sports look mild.
Yeah, hockey's probably the
college
best in
college
person in
basketball for me.
It's good.
Yeah, well, I went to KU,
That's true.
and for Jayhawks, like it started there, so it's like in Allen Fieldhouse, like that was kind of a magical experience. But yeah, never actually been to an NFL game. I wanted to go when the Cowboys played the 49ers here, but that was like it was going to be $250 for nosebleed corner seats. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's still better at home, and I don't care as much about the
Yeah.
Cowboys. But yeah, if I can go to
Absolutely.
Santa Clara, that'll be more.
Yeah,
worth
we
it.
got to plan something. At least if we do the San Fran trip, we'll try to plan it around a game and visit Travis at the same time.
Yeah.
And IGN offices. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
They'll make a whole thing of
Yeah.
it, right?
yeah.
No doubt.
So we got to
Look,
wait till COVID's all done, because yeah,
Exactly.
demonetized. Sorry about that, guys.
Nah, you good. But look, yeah, Sunday we got 11 a.m. I went off on a crazy tangent. New Rad's laughing. Yeah, so 11 a.m. because of football and all that good stuff. And of course, the last word, man. We back. Thursdays, I love the time. It allows me to do a lot of other things. And I love the fact that we get to twab right on time. And it's exciting and it's new and the thoughts are fresh. But E, what do you got going on, sir?
I had to bring up one more when it came to arguments because I saw it in the chat and I forgot about it. The Hawk Moon argument. Oh man, we went in on that one so hard.
Hawk Moon. Yo, you even had Forte against me. He came through.
I know.
He
We
was
had
like,
Forte on the podcast for that one, I'm pretty sure. So
Bro,
no, the Hawk Moon argument was
Moon
hilarious too.
fierce. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, I forgot. Good one. Good.
Yeah, those are both
fun
good.
ones over there. There's some fun ones.
Yeah.
We
No.
love this damn game.
For me, I don't have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning anymore. So my world's gonna be a little different. You guys will see more content, more streams. Basically, I'm gonna be online a lot, so you guys will find me a lot. As you guys know, shout out to Advanced GG keeping me running at all weird hours of the day. Of course. One day I'm gonna get a shaker in Travis's hand. Not yet, but one day I've got a plan. I've got a plan for that one, so I'll let you guys know when that one comes through. But for now, yeah, it's like I'm this full time for the moment. So if you guys want to support me, want to find me, you guys know where to do that any and all ways possible. But for me, yeah, I'll be busy and trying to figure out the rest of this stuff going on. But for this week, this has been a hell of a fun episode. Cog and I definitely took this one over a little bit. Travis just got to have his ears filled with nostalgia and history of the podcast, and Osiris and Saint 14 got to think about the days past.
Yes, that's right.
Well, chat, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you guys so very much. All of you guys showing up on YouTube. It's slowly seeing more and more you guys trickle in. So thank you guys. But for this episode 165, next week we have Tassie on. Should be a fun one if we get an exotic quest and everything else. Who knows? The Trials review. Stay tuned for Travis. He's going to have his notes. I guarantee he's going to have some thoughts. You guys have been fantastic. So thank you guys making this an awesome end to my weird emotional roller coaster of a day. But for these two gentlemen, please follow them, find them, support them. Just go hit refresh on the World War Z Aftermath IGN site. Give them like 6 million views on that one page. Please go support Last Stand Media. They're doing good things over there. I can't get through the Philip interview, by the way.
Yeah, bro, it's tough.
I got about 25 minutes in, and I'm like, I gotta listen to something else. I'm gonna lose it. So yeah,
I listened to the whole thing. The whole time I was just.
Oh yeah, go like that is a hell of an interview. But again, go Defining Duke, go support this man out there. So you guys are all amazing. We love you. Thank you. And for this episode, it has been the last
Guardians
word.
out. The last word.
I don't know if that was intentional, but that worked. That worked.
It was.
You
You guys are amazing.